Well, good evening and welcome to the Estadio Johan Cruyff, where Football Club Barcelona will face Juventus for the Johan Gamper trophy. We earlier today saw the women's team take care of business, thumping the Juventus women's team 6-0, and we will see if the men can repeat this difficult feat. Getting 6 past Juventus is a tough ask, but we'll see if they're up for it. I'm joined by Emma Byrne. Emma, the Barça players already coming out as the Barça himno, the Barça anthem, sounds in the background.
Yeah, always a little bit exciting, something about this team tune. It's me going, very excited for the game.
Well, there we have it. The Barça 11 today will be made up of Neto in goal, Dest, Araujo, Piqué, and Jordi Alba in the back. Busquets, Sergio Roberto, and Yusuf Demir in the middle. And the front three are Griezmann, Braithwaite, and Memphis. As Emma, we're also seeing the Juventus player having taken the pitch. We'll have Chesney in goal, Desilio De Ligt, Raguni and Bernadeschi in the back, Cuadrado, Ramsey, and Bentancur in the middle, and Morata and Cristiano Ronaldo will make up the front two for La Vecchia Señora. Things are slowly but surely getting ready here in the Estadio Johan Cruyff. The warm-ups are being taken off, and the team pictures will be taken as we've already gone through the formal presentations of both the men's and the women's team in what has been an entertaining afternoon so far, an entertaining day for that matter as well. We've already addressed the elephant in the room, the departure of Leo Messi. Of course, captured all of the headlines for today, and for good reason. The best player ever to grace this game, to play the game and played for this club, has officially announced his departure today in a press conference, but the team and the good atmosphere has been felt throughout this preseason, and a team the likes of which has taken the field already is surely capable of competing for all of the trophies that will be up for grabs as the season in a week's time already will get underway. As we see Sergio Busquets taking the captain's pictures. And a familiar Barça foe there in Cristiano is greeting Antoine Griezmann. Kind words being exchanged between the Barça players and the Juventus players, as Barça will start on the right side, or at least our right side of the pitch, as the sun has now fully set in Barcelona, and we're now seconds away before Martin Braithwaite will put the ball in play. The atmosphere is buzzing here in the Estadio Johan Cruyff. The fans, of course, excited to see the men's first team in action as well, back home after a long preseason, or an intense preseason, rather put, as the ball is now underway. Jordi Alba connecting with Gerard Piqué, and like I said, it's been an intense preseason over in the north of Europe. That game against Red Bull Salzburg, really the toughest test that this men's team has had so far. It was the first loss as well as that preseason, and we discussed it in the warm-up as well. Emma has left so many good feelings so far.
Yeah, I mean, we heard from Koeman, he's happy. He says he's happy with the preseason. That's the main thing. And, you know, it has been quite impressive. And to find, even if it's just to find a player like Yusuf Demir, who we've just seen there trying to get a touch on the ball, just to find someone like that you can introduce into the first team, it's successful. But these are the games that you have to start getting things right, getting the fine-tuning, because, you know, as you've spoken, La Liga is starting in a week, you have to get the team right. You'd expect Koeman to be playing what he considers his strongest team, minus the Olympians and the injuries. But yeah, this is the time to get it right.
Sergio Busquets getting intercepted by Ramsey there. Morata connecting with Ronaldo. Juve now on the attack. Here's Cuadrado. We'll put in a cross. Cross cleared by Roberto.
Really nice play, interlinking play from Ronaldo and Morata. Very, very quick movement.
Here's Cristiano on the ball, trying to get by Sergio Roberto. Eventually does. Morata will play it back to Cristiano. Cristiano with a back heel attempt, but intercepted by Sergio Busquets.
Oh, the crowd liked that one, didn't they? It's going to be one of those nights for Ronaldo, like Memphis Depay when we were doing the Stuttgart game.
You're right. Memphis not exactly a crowd favorite over in German territory. But yeah, we'll see how the fans get on with Cristiano Ronaldo as the game progresses. Here's Piqué now, looking for some help. Played back to Busquets. Morata there lurking at the top, the ex-Madrid and Atletico player, and Chelsea for that matter. Back with Juventus now. Griezmann finding Braithwaite. Here's Yusuf. Yusuf because Memphis in front of him. It's Memphis in front of the Juve goal all alone. It is going to goal! It's the first goal by Barça, scored by Memphis just under the 3-minute mark. And Barça already up 1-0.
What a goal! Great start for Barça. In fact, it's mirroring the women's team, which we didn't think was going to happen. The first 2 minutes, Memphis Depay hits, and what a finish! So calm, so calm. Great play here by Demir. He's free, so much space. It's very unusual to see. Again, bad defending from an Italian side, but great finish. He just sent Chesney the wrong way, gave him the eye, slotted it home.
Well, a cool, calm, collected finish for the Dutchman there in front of the Polish Chesney. The Polish goalkeeper, indeed, without a lot of help. It is awkward to see a Juventus team so exposed in the back, but Memphis wasting no time in capitalizing and take advantage of that situation. 1-0 for Barça after 3 minutes of play, and like you said, mirroring what the women's team did in the first game.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, it's really bad defensively, to be quite honest. You've seen that De Ligt got drawn into the midfield, leaving a massive gap at the back, which Depay was like, thank you very much. And great vision from Demir.
Absolutely. The young Austrian there, very generous in providing in what we can call the assist there to Memphis, as Cuadrado now is trying to attempt an attack for Juventus. Ball being recuperated by Braithwaite. Here's Griezmann. Griezmann trying to look for Memphis, opening the play here. Cuadrado.
Bentancur did really well there, actually. He got back quickly. He was in an awkward position. Looked like it had beaten him. He just managed to hook it away there. Very important clearance.
Well, let's connect quickly with our pitchside reporter, Mai Rostro. Pitch, or Mai, how was the Barça bench after that fantastic opening goal by Memphis?
Well, Diego, I have a lot of people next to the Barça bench, so it's not that easy to see the reactions. But for sure, I'm seeing the fans super happy with Memphis. That early goal today, it happened the same with the women's team, just in the first 5 minutes, the same with Memphis. And of course, he was saying to the fans to support and to keep going this way, because today seems like we have a really special atmosphere compared to the games against Nastic and Girona. Seems like today the fans really want to enjoy this game.
Well, here's Memphis here on the ball, getting my names and words all mixed up, Emma. I'm overcome by emotion and excitement. What a day it's been. I need to calm down here. Cuadrado, Yusuf with the interception.
I mean, it's just so impressive, the work rate from Griezmann and Memphis and Demir up there. They're all tracking back, the three of them, and you know, just creating a lot of space up front, which you can see Braithwaite trying to find that pocket in there in front of the Juve front back four.
Busquets now. The new team captain. Had a beautiful speech there in the presentation. Of course, the warmest of words and appreciation for Leo Messi, but also to the fans, saying that now more than ever, we need all your support and all of you to come out in the Camp Nou once the authorities deem it fit. We need your support this season. As Dest here, letting off a rocket, trying to test Chesney here, but his effort going just wide off the right post.
Yeah, it's really nice play by Dest. I've seen this a lot from him in the last few games, and it's really effective. He gets on the ball and he cuts in. He's right-footed, but he tries to take a shot off with his left. And it's very, very effective. And, you know, he's made the making goalkeepers make saves, or he's just a tiny bit wide, but it's definitely working for him.
Serginho Dest, of course, one of those fullbacks that are capable of playing both on the right and left side. The young 20-year-old hailing from Almere, already played 30 games in his opening season under Ronald Koeman. And the Dutchman surely would have told the young Dutch-American to also try his luck more often from outside of the box. It was, of course, that attempt, that effort against Salzburg as well that allowed Barça to get back level into the game. A fortunate, of course, goal that came after the ball ricocheted off of Sole's leg and eventually finding Martin Braithwaite for the, well, fortunate tap-in. But it was, again, an effort from...
Goal, right?
A goal's a goal. But it was, again, that effort from Dest from outside of the box that led to the goal.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something we're seeing more of. You're right, I think Koeman has asked him to do it, and I like it. It's very, very threatening, and as for a goalkeeper to know that, you know, you're going to be tested a lot, you're always on the edge.
It's a hard foul there on Antoine Griezmann. As the Frenchman's gone down. Bentancur there, the Uruguayan defender, showing no mercy to the Frenchman. And as both Jordi Alba and Memphis Depay, will just be Memphis. We lining up for this free kick. What do you think, Emma? Will be going straight for goal, or can we see a cross?
It wouldn't surprise me, but I think we're going to see a cross. I mean, from Depay you couldn't see anything. But I think it'll be a cross, a back post cross. You can see Piqué at the back there lining up. That's usually the general area. Araujo is very, very good in the air as well, as we've seen, scoring headers in the league.
In comes the ball, and it does go straight for goal, just over the Polish goalkeeper's crossbar, and well, a goal kick for Juventus, but again, Memphis trying his luck there, aiming that ball straight at goal.
Yeah, as I said, it wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But for me, as a centre-back, having run up there and knowing that they're going to take a shot, I'd be, okay, you go. I'll stay here.
Well, it's Memphis' third goal, of course, so far this preseason. What a way to arrive at the Camp Nou and make your presence felt immediately. Memphis continuing his scoring ways with his new shirt and shorts. What's going on with me, Emma?
You're right. They are new shirts and shorts.
Wrong words and names are coming out of my mouth so far. Need to get a hold of myself.
I
Roberto
think it's
now.
my effect, Diego. I think it's me.
All right. It might be. Maybe it is. Busquets now. Finds Braithwaite. Sergio Roberto will play the ball to Jordi Alba. Juve defense now sitting a little bit deeper. As the fans, it's the 10th minute of the game. Hence, the fans chanting out Leo Messi's name in remembrance of the Barça legend. Now, no longer, of course, a Barça player. Well, those kind of moments just send chills down your spine and give you goosebumps.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be these chants for a very long time.
Yeah.
I still don't believe it. I still think he's going to show up or something's going to happen. I refuse to believe it.
I agree, Emma. I agree. I'm with you on that one.
Can I say me too?
Of course, Mike. Absolutely. I think we all sign on to that. Juventus now. De Ligt finding Cuadrado, but good defense there by Jordi Alba. To Busquets. Busquets being taken now by Bentancur.
Well, he needs to be a little bit careful, right? You can still get sent off in friendly games, right?
Exactly, exactly. The ball now to Griezmann. Griezmann finding Yusuf Demir.
the midfield are finding so much space in there. They're really enjoying the possession on the ball. I think Juventus are trying to cut off Busquets getting on the ball because they expect him to drop in. But actually Roberto is the one that's getting on the ball a lot and controlling that midfield in there.
Absolutely, as it was Bernardeschi there dispossessing Martin Braithwaite after a good combination play by Barça. Bentancur connecting with Ramsey. Ramsey throwing his hands up in the air, looking for help. The Juventus offense quite static at the moment.
Yeah, very little movement, as you just said. But there you can see just the slightest bit of movement can create something. You can see there that Cuadrado came short for the ball, expecting to get it probably. But it was a really nice run as well by Bernardeschi, who just, it's exactly what you needed. That long ball, stretch the game a little bit. I spoke about in the women's game earlier, there was none of that, which meant it was very compact. It just stretches the game, so allows you to play a little bit in the middle.
Again, the Juve players dropping back deep. As you mentioned, Emma, as Morata there takes down Sergio Busquets. Seems like the referee will keep the yellow card in his pocket, but again, the Juventus team dropping deep in defense, allowing Barça to get comfortable with the ball. Barça so far owning possession. As again, Barça will build up an attack from the back, led by Gerard Piqué. Piqué's got Yusuf Demir next to him. We'll play Demir. Demir with Busquets, finding Jordi Alba, but here's an interception by De Sciglio. De Ligt now. The Dutchman in his second season for Juventus. The 21-year-old center back. Came over for a fee of 75 million from Ajax. Center back that was so heavily in demand by so many clubs. Barça being one of them, but the Barça center back position has been strengthened, of course, with the additions of Eric Garcia, but the man playing right there in the position himself, Ronald Araujo, was one of those breakouts of the season that delighted us fans.
Yeah, really did. It's been so impressive. It's a shame about his niggly injury.
Yes.
Last season, I think that kind of threw off the momentum, but before that he was playing fantastic. And even when he came back after that injury, he was so impressive.
Great change of direction there by Memphis, finding Serginho Dest as the pass now got intercepted. Here's Juve out on a counter-attack. It's 3 against 2. Here's Morata on the ball. Will cut inside. Can't let off a shot, but Cristiano can. And it's a great stop by Neto.
Good stop. He knew exactly what Cristiano was going to do. He was going to take a shot. The angle was tight. Piqué was getting across, which made it even tighter. It's good defending, actually. The players getting behind. You could just see Busquets look like he was treading water trying to get back there to cover space. But they did it. They did enough. Good defending in the end. Good save by Neto.
Good save indeed, as Juventus don't make much of their corner.
But again, it's just a little bit of that inexperience. You've seen
Szczesny now being put under pressure to the delight of the home fans.
Chesney and I were at Arsenal at the same time together, and he's very, very confident, a very confident guy. And he likes, you know, to wow the crowd and things like that.
Well, the man needs to have nerves of steel to let a guy like Memphis Depay pressure him so closely with the ball, as Juventus again are on the attack. Morata can't control the ball. It's deflected and cleared by Jordi Alba. Busquets now.
No, I was just saying earlier, a little bit of inexperience from Demir, Yusuf Demir. He played they were in attack, Barca were in attack, and he played a square ball just outside the area. And it seems like it wouldn't have been a dangerous ball for Barca, but if that's intercepted, a square ball is the most dangerous ball for you as a team. And it just meant that Juventus could counter-attack. Barça had numbers forward. You just can't play square balls against teams like this.
The Barça center backs combining. Piqué finding Busquets. Yusuf Debira now, he's got space. Finds Braithwaite. Jordi Alba. The goal scorer Memphis. Combining again with Jordi. As the Juventus defense are shadowing the ball, chasing down the ball. Now closing up a lot better than we saw in the opening minutes.
Yeah, it's better pressure from the front players, actually, because in the opening minutes we've seen a lot of play from Busquets and from Roberto. But they figured that out now, and you can see that Morata is closing down in midfield a little bit. You can see Ramsey trying to nick the ball, and Bentancur just pushing up a little bit, which it means that Barça are finding it difficult to build.
Barça trying to regain possession in the meantime. Dest here on the ball. Dest will try to continue to run. Gets taken down. Sandro there with a foul. It's a good position for Barça to perhaps try to cross the ball in, but the ball's already in play, Emma.
Dest is looking extremely sharp. Very, very sharp. He's causing problems down there in the right-hand side.
Sergio Roberto eventually finds Memphis. Memphis was calling for the ball. Here's Yusuf now, combining with Roberto. Dest will give it to Griezmann. Griezmann will combine with Yusuf. Yusuf wants to shoot, but he doesn't have the space. Gets taken down, and the referee will call for a foul. It's an excellent play and a great chance here for Barça to get a shot on goal.
Well, it's Bentancur again. His fourth foul of the game. He's already been cautioned, and he really needs to be careful, but you can just see great feet. Look at that, great feet from Demir, and Bentancur is just a little bit too slow.
Well, for now, the referee Cesar Sotogrado still kept the cards in his pocket. But as you mentioned, Bentancur already with his fourth foul, while Memphis and Griezmann are lining up to take this free kick. And the crowd taking part in their usual ritual. Here's the shot. Goes over the crossbar by Antoine Griezmann.
The players are enjoying getting a chance to take some free kicks. You know,
that is true.
This was Messi's era.
Great interception there by Antoine, who tried to look for Memphis, but the ball got intercepted. But it's a Barça throw in here, as the pace of the game seems to be picking up a little bit. Morata trying to get the ball back.
You can see Morata, he's getting frustrated. Yeah. He's been told to stop that ball going into Busquets. That's his specific job when he's defending. And you can see he's cutting that line off. But because Roberto is in there as well, acting similarly to Busquets, Roberto's getting on the ball.
Well, it's a great chance here for Barça. Griezmann will test Chesney, and it goes in, but the referee has already called a halt. Already stopped play. It was an offside call, if I'm not mistaken, although the music is confusing me, but it does seem that Antoine was just offside, right, Mai?
Yeah, totally right. It was an offside from Yusuf Demir, so that's why the goal was disallowed.
So a disallowed goal was a good, quick offensive play for Barça.
It's really nice play there from the front three, right? Very, very quick, interchanging passes, one-touch football. There's no way you can defend against that. Good finish from Demir.
Oh, here's Sandro now on the attack. We'll put in a cross, looking for Morata. The ball get to Morata, but it's great defending by Gerard Piqué. It's Cuadrado now. Gets taken down by Antoine Griezmann. Fantastic interception by the Frenchman.
What a tackle from the forward. I mean, it's great, but for me, a little bit alarming that Morata had that much time in the box. You should never allow a player to have time to take the ball down.
Ramsey being put under pressure by Yusuf. Memphis now on top of Cuadrado. Desilio connecting with De Ligt. Rugani now. Finds Sandro. As Antoine, again, is closely shadowing the Juventus player, Antoine Griezmann. One of those players, despite being a forward, who time and time again helps out his team in defense.
Yeah, absolutely. He's known for it. We've seen him doing it with France as well. Great defending by Araujo, that, by the way, so calm. Great distribution as well.
Here's Barça now on the attack, Emma. It's Memphis. Memphis will give it to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba with a cross, and it doesn't find anyone as Sandro puts it out for a corner. But again, a very quick counter-attack for Barça that nearly found the back of the net.
Yeah, and again, Memphis Depay in the midst of it. Really nice play, really nice weighted ball for Jordi Alba. Again, it's just like he knew exactly where Alba was going to be. Lovely pass, great ball in by Alba. And unfortunately, Braithwaite just couldn't get on the end of it.
The Dutchman seems to have eyes in the back of his head. We saw it against Stuttgart as well, Emma, with that beautiful pass to Griezmann before Griezmann passed it to Yusuf Demir. Barça now still in possession. Here's Serginho. Memphis now. Back to Dest. Here's Yusuf. Will put in a long cross, trying to find Gerard Piqué. It finds Araujo. He keeps it into play. Matthijs de Ligt will try to clear that ball to Cuadrado. Cuadrado now being put under pressure by Araujo, but Sotogrado will call for the foul as Memphis and Cuadrado will slap hands a little bit and make peace.
It wasn't a bad foul by Araujo. He knows that when he's up there, he's worried about his position back there, so sometimes the professional foul is called in.
One of those you just have to commit, right? Don't want to allow any counter-attacks against this team.
But it's something, again, something that they needed to look at last season. I don't think they were clever enough with things like that, managing the game.
Alexandro, the 30-year-old Brazilian. Such a regular, of course, for his Brazilian national side as well. Having played 27 games for Brazil. Came to Juventus in 2015 from Porto. And has been a regular as well in the starting lineup for La Vecchia Señora, now led by Allegri. Barça now timing their passes, taking things slowly. As the Juventus defensive gun settled. Serginho Dest now looking for movement, looking for help. Beautiful play there, nice back heel from Antoine to Braithwaite. Memphis again looking for Braithwaite.
It was the right idea, wasn't it? You could see Dest on the move. Memphis Depay saw that. He wanted to thread that ball in between the left back and the centre back.
Well, the fans there unhappy with that tackle. Feel that referee Cesar Soto should maybe start taking some cards out of his pocket. Well, look at the man that took Memphis down.
That was a bit blatant. I think it's just a bit of frustration from the Juventus players. They don't like chasing the ball. They like to be on the ball, but against Barca, every team suffers the same fate. You have to chase it. Okay, you can counter-attack, but for the rest of the game, you'll be chasing the ball and trying to close those spaces down.
Something, of course, that Cristiano experienced during Barca's perhaps golden days under the management of Pep Guardiola. Who can forget that image of Cristiano Ronaldo throwing his hands up in the air of frustration as he was being, well, what do you call that? The dummy in the middle? Is that the game that the kids play? I don't know. I'm translating it badly from Dutch into English, Emma.
Well, I'm not sure about dummy, but in the middle, anyway. It's a bit like me when I was playing. I was always in the middle.
What's that game called in English?
I call it ronda now, the same as
the
in
ronda,
Spanish.
yeah. In Dutch, it's called dummy in the middle. I wasn't calling Cristiano a dummy by any means, but I'm just merely translating from Dutch into English.
Oh, I think people were thinking that. They just say you're in.
De Ligt now on the ball. Ramsey, the ex-Arsenal player. Was he there during your time at Arsenal?
He was, yeah. Only a little spring chicken, but he was there.
So we see the possession stat there, heavily, of course, in favor for Barça. 67% possession for Barça. As you said, Emma, something that most teams will expect whenever they face Football Club Barcelona, but it can get frustrating.
And Diego, a few seconds ago, we heard Cuadrado saying to Morata, Álvaro El, pointing Yusuf the mid to the personal mark.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's just finding a lot of space in there, just finding the space between the lines. And, you know, Juventus are quite rigid in how they're defending. And now you can see it already, May, that he's getting marked, literally man-marked by Bentancur. And I think he needs to be, because he is finding that little pocket in front of the back four.
Memphis now. Barça again building their attack. Griezmann out on the right. It's got Yusuf right in front of him, but as you said, closely marked by Bentancur. Roberto with a cross. The ball will end up with Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba again with time to cross himself. In comes a cross after a good combination with Memphis. But again, Jordi Alba called for offside by the narrowest of margins.
Well, he must have been off by a little bit, because that ball was pinged at him from Memphis Depay. And for him to get on the end of it, I think he did really, really well. And to get a cross in, well...
Let's have a look here.
It's very, very tight.
Very tight. Chesney again allowing the Barca players to get close to him as he clears that ball long. So that was something that he was known for, that he likes to do, to let the players just come as close as possible. Chesney, that is.
He gave Arsene Wenger a lot of stress in games. He's just extremely confident guy, and he likes to be the kind of showman type of thing, and everywhere, on and off the pitch. But really, really nice guy.
Is that something? Did you ever get a chance to ask him why he likes to do that?
No. Why do you do that?
Why would you put yourself?
Give me heart attacks?
Something I would want to ask, because Sergio Busquets there is taking him out. Here's Yusuf. He's alone in the box. He puts up a shot, and it's a great save by Chesney. It was a good shot, but a better save.
Yeah, the Barca players having a word right now with the referee, because Serginho Dest is right now on the pitch, and they probably need the medical service.
Serginho Dest then on the floor, rolling around. Looks like he's in pain. Let's have a look at the replay here.
Oh.
So he collided in between Ronaldo and Alexandro.
Well, he got a bang in the Ronaldo. I don't know if you say he ran into Ronaldo's elbow or...
got closed down by the Portuguese forward, yeah.
He was just trying to squeeze through them there.
Well, the intensity picking up here as...
But the referee does need to get a little bit of a hold on the game. I mean, it's... The last thing you want to do is see players injured. It's pre-season, you're trying to protect them, and on both sides, obviously. And as a manager, it's very frustrating to see a team come and maybe be a little bit over-aggressive, especially if the referee's not getting hold of the game.
As we saw Memphis giving a brotherly-like type hug to Yusuf, telling him, good job, lad, because that was not an easy shot to get off while he was getting closed down by Cilio and De Ligt.
It was actually a really good save by Chesney.
It was a good save. Better save, yeah.
It was a good save. He got a little bit unorthodox, used his foot, but good stretch.
De Ligt now, combining with Cuadrado, who went for the no-look pass, is Bentancur. Bentancur combining with Morata. Piqué taking down Morata, and he'll get a finger in his eye for his efforts.
A lot of elbows going around. I think he just swung his arm there a little bit. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. As Cuadrado and Bernardeschi are lining up for the free kick, or just be Cuadrado then. Here comes a cross. Try to find De Ligt, but it's too high for the Dutchman. Here's Rodrigo Bentancur. Now being closed down by Yusuf. Cuadrado. He's got Griezmann in front of him. Will open up to the left side.
Barca just a little bit slow to push the lines up.
Here comes a cross. It's tried to be cleared by the Barça defense, but it's Cristiano on the ball here in a huge effort. A great shot by the CDO on goal that just went wide.
Very, very just. It was a great shot by the Siglio. I think it actually brushed, well, it brushed the line of the net. Great effort though, and Neto had to watch that carefully. I'm not sure he knew if that was going wide or what. But just going back to Barca's defence, I'd like to see them just close the ball down a little bit quicker, to push up the lines a little bit quicker. They're slow in getting out, and it's just inviting Juventus back onto them.
Let's see if Ronald Koeman will pick up on that and make his boys aware at halftime.
We can tell him we're very close.
Scream it to him, Emma. As of course we don't want
to... Like a goalkeeper, get out!
Right. As of course we don't want to see Juventus get too comfortable here in the Estadio Johan Cruyff. So just under 15 minutes left in the first half. Barça leading by 1-0 after that opener by Memphis on the 3-minute mark. Here's Sandro now. Again being chased down by Antoine Griezmann.
What work, right? I mean, it's just fantastic. I want to see exactly how much ground he covers after the game. And I'm sure his heart rate monitor is just bopping over there. Like you can see, I thought he'd lost that ball. It was a great ball out to Alexandro, and really nice play from Juventus. And they had space, but then just the speed of Griezmann and his work rate's just been phenomenal.
Piqué playing with Dest. Busquets. Reminds me of what we were just talking about a Billy Connolly joke. You know Billy Connolly?
Of course I know Billy Connolly.
Not many people here know this one. You're Irish, of course, being that joke where he gets frustrated with people in football stadiums when they're screaming, "Play him wide, play him wide." You know, did you know that one?
Well, what's the punchline?
Well, the punchline is that what do the fans expect? The player to turn around and go, "Oh yeah, thanks, mate," and run around and play the player wide. He doesn't get fans screaming, you know, plays or comments to players.
But I have to tell you, there have been a couple of times when somebody has shouted something at me from behind the goal, and I've noticed it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know, telling me the right back's free or something, and I'm like, all right. Okay.
Did you give him? Do you pay respects? Give him
Not at
thanks?
all. No. It's totally my vision. And that was between times they were shouting potato at me. I don't know why.
Oh, all right. Potato. Was that an Irish thing?
Yeah, I think so. We like our potatoes. But
who doesn't like potatoes, Emma? Who doesn't like potatoes? Us Dutchies love potatoes. As well, the referee has finally dealt out the first yellow card. Didn't go to a Juventus player, went to Martin Braithwaite.
Yeah, it was to Martin Braithwaite after the fall on Alexandro.
So the first yellow card then for the game, falling towards Barça. Although I think it's fair to say that most of the fouls so far have come from Juventus.
Well, I hope Dest timed that well. Otherwise, that could easily be another one. He just got a toe in it, luckily for him.
Martin Braithwaite still chasing down that ball, putting Matthijs de Ligt under pressure. Cecilio will help out, but it's Yusuf with the interception. It's a quick play by Jordi Alba into the box. Cuadrado now. Juventus trying to get out of this Barça press. And they do. Cuadrado trying to combine with Morata, but Morata was slow to react on that one as Barça back in possession of the ball. Des will Play back to Araujo as Barça will build up again from the back.
Again, very, very easy for Busquets there, just to drop in there.
It's Martin Braithwaite all alone in front of goal. Chesley with the save. But again, Barça called for offside.
Well, that's a shame. What a finish by Griezmann. Great reaction from him.
Good reaction.
They're saying Braithwaite was a little, just very slightly offside. You can see here, he's not. He's not.
That does not look like it was offside. It was a great reaction.
What a reaction from Griezmann.
And perhaps Martin Braithwaite a little bit stunned with how much space and time he had, because that ball went right to Polish goalkeeper Chesney. As now Araujo, again calling Kaiser Araujo, not letting anybody get past him.
Great tackle, and it needed to be dangerous area. He wants a goal kick. He's not happy with that.
It was Barca's third offside, and we saw Cuadrado having some problems, so now he's in the middle of the pitch.
As Juventus, Ramsey here taking the corner. In comes a cross. It ricochets around. De Ligt had a chance to header it in, but it's cleared by Barça's defense. Memphis now can't control the ball. Cuadrado will play it out wide to Ramsey. Ramsey inside for De Ligt. De Ligt with a shot, stopped by Neto, and Piqué with the clearance. Cuadrado being closed down by Griezmann and Yusuf. Piqué tries to clear it, but it's still in Barça's box. In another shot. It's Morata there with, again, a massive Neto save to put it out for a Barça goal kick.
Well, Neto has certainly been busy tonight, hasn't he?
The busiest we've seen him maybe all preseason.
And they're powerful shots coming in, and I understand why he feels he has to parry them away. Can you catch that? Can you?
Well, you tell me. You're the pro. I have no say in this. I have no say in this.
It's a question because I think yes.
As we heard chants of Neto coming from behind the Barça goalkeeper's goal.
Yeah, the fans supporting him after his third save, and of course they know that for now Ter Stegen is out due to injury, and for sure Neto will start the game next Sunday against Real Sociedad.
A massive game then for Neto to start Barça's Liga campaign. He'll have to bring his A game to make sure that the side from San Sebastián will not score any goals. Sergio Roberto looking for Piqué. Piqué will try to open up play a little bit. Here's Dest. Dest with a lot of space in front of him.
Yeah, they're just allowing the players to you know, bring the ball into the middle. But as soon as they go past the halfway line, Juventus are putting the high pressure on there.
Watch out, Memo, because here's Bentancur will pass that ball to Morata. Morata is offside, and he cannot finish that play. Luckily for Barça, the referee now calling Alvaro Morata for offside, because that would have been a dangerous attack indeed.
Yeah, you can just see Roberto, just the ball getting robbed off him there. He has to be quite careful. Bentancur driving with the ball there. Good ball into Morata. Frustratingly offside for Juventus.
Yusuf gets open. We'll pass it to Busquets. Busi with Sergio Roberto next to him. Roberto de Dest. Busquets will put in a cross, trying to look for Memphis. That ball being cleared. Cuadrado now with a fancy back heel. Passing that ball right at the feet of Alba and Yusuf. Demir with Busquets. Busquets will keep that ball on the left as Memphis wants to try a shot, but the referee's in his way. Combining with Yusuf as the ball is still not cleared. Landing at the feet at Memphis, but Juventus
very risky.
There now.
Very risky from Juventus trying to play that ball out.
As again, Ronaldo pushing down Serginho Dest for the Barça free kick.
you just feel like whenever Memphis Depay gets on the ball, something happens. Even if it's just that drive into the box.
And also with Yusuf Demir, who was supposed to play the Barça B team, I'm sorry. And right now, Koeman can say that definitely is one of the options for him on the first team.
Absolutely, Emma. You and I discussed it in the game against Stuttgart. I asked you, how often do you think that this young player will be called up for the first team?
Yeah, and he just proves himself all the time. Even now, it's not the fact, we haven't seen much of him, but if you watch the movement he makes and the runs he makes, he's a very intelligent player and he's getting in really good positions. And when he does get on the ball, it counts.
Here comes the Memphis cross, trying to find Busquets. That ball flying very high over the crossbar for another Barça corner. As Ronald Koeman is up and not sitting anymore, but out from this dugout. Well, Memphis has got Demir right next to him, as he's asking for more space from the Juventus players.
They've got every single player back defending this corner.
In it comes. Ends up at Griezmann. Here's Sergi now. Nice pass to Antoine. Antoine will try to cross it, but Alexandro with a good block. Juventus trying to now to hit Barça on a counter-attack, and they do. It's a 3-on-2. Cuadrado now, with lots of space and time in front of him. He's got Morata running in front of him. Pass it to Morata. He's Morata left it in shot, but it's a good save again by Neto.
Very good save from Neto. Very, very good save. Morata took that very quickly, which is very difficult for a goalkeeper to get in position quickly. And yes, it went into the danger area from Neto, but there were enough Barca players back there to clear it.
Well, it was a 2-on-4-5 there between Martin Braithwaite and Yusuf Demir, as the young Austrian decided to slow down the pace there and play it with the rest of his teammates, as Cuadrado's putting Memphis under pressure. Memphis not phased a bit. We're just under a minute left here in the first half. Barça leading 1-0. The goal coming from Barça's number 9, Memphis, as Bentancur there getting frustrated with the referee. Felt that he dispossessed Sergio Busquets without any foul.
Well, he has to get booked because he just kicked the ball away in frustration, which is a card. I mean, it's just silliness, and it's his fourth time that he's been, you know, under that eye of the referee. But again, he gets away with it.
As again, we saw the replay there. It was a good shot from Morata going for the far post. Emma, you having been the goalkeeper, I mean, in those situations, do you know that more often than not, or do you suspect that more often than not, players will opt for the far post?
Yeah, because you should never get beat at your front post. So as a good forward, they know that the goalkeeper is trying to cover their front post. So the other option is the back post. But we've seen keepers getting beat at the front post. But it's just a better angle, the back post. And he struck it well. It was a really good save. You could see that Neto was diving forward, which really narrows that angle down as well.
Well, the ball, a good, what is it, Emma, 10, 15 meters away from the box. But don't tell that to Cristiano Ronaldo, because it does look like the Portuguese forward
it's the perfect
is lining up for a long distance free kick. Absolutely. We have seen him do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even know why Cuadrado is standing over it, pretending like he's going to take it.
I don't think Cristiano knows neither. In comes the shot. It hits the target, and then again, it's a good save by Neto. As
he just strikes it, and it just goes up and just dips, right? It's really difficult.
As again, it was a good save by Neto, but Cesar Sotogrande, the referee, is called end of the first half. It is Barça leading by 1-0. The goal coming in the 3rd minute, thanks to a fantastic play by Memphis Depay. Barça therefore winning and beating the Vecchia Signora, the old lady from Italy. Stay tuned for the second half. Still a lot more to come here in the Johan Cruyff Stadion. Don't go away. Hello, and good evening, and welcome back to the Stadion Johan Cruyff, where the second half is about to kick off. Barça leading by 1-0 thanks to a goal by Memphis Depay, scored in the first minute. I am joined by Emma Byrne, ex-Arsenal and Ireland goalkeeping legend. And Emma, as we saw Memphis score that goal already in the third minute, we were hopeful that maybe we could see the first team, the men's team, take care of business the way the women's did, because it was a similar start, but this has been more of a competitive affair.
Yeah, well, with the women's team, they scored in the second and the third minute, so that was always going to be difficult. But the Barça men, they had their chances, they've had their opportunities, they've been caught 3 times offside, but very, very narrowly offside, in really good positions. Also, Chesney made a really good save with his foot from Demir. I think in general they've been on top of the game, and you know, they just have to be careful of that counter-attack. A little bit worrying to see players running, particularly Morata there in the second half, running from a deeper position and not being tracked. Just a little bit too much space in the Barça area for me.
So if you're Koeman, what would you have told your team in the halftime?
I would have told them to continue the attack and play. I would have told them to continue to look for Busquets, and if he's getting marked, which he is, then get Roberto on it. But he also needs to tell them to be careful of the ball and not to give it away very easily, because as soon as you do that, they're going to counter. And then defensively, I would definitely talk to them about the counter-attacking and the speed of the Cristiano Ronaldo and Morata, and also Bentancur when he's getting on the ball. You need to get numbers behind. You need to track the players that are running into the box, and that hasn't been happening.
Well, we did see, of course, Neto make some brilliant saves, some excellent saves. I'll go out on a limb and say that he's been tested the most so far in this game than the rest of the preseason. But the Brazilian goalkeeper has been showing his excellent form. And as our pitchside reporter previously before the break explained, of course, with Marc-André ter Stegen being out of action in the beginning of La Liga, when that starts in a week, it will be Neto in goal against that league opener against Real Sociedad. Things are slowly but surely ready to get the ball rolling again here in the Stadion Johan Cruyff, as Morata, still on for Juventus, has put the ball back into play. And I don't know if you can see down there by the pitch, but plenty of substitutions for the side from Turin.
Yes, Diego, I can see it right now because just right in front of me, I have Pjanic, Emerson Royal, Valde, Reymanay, Nico, Ricky Puig, Collado, and some of them during the warm-up. They will start right now with the warm-up. And in a minute, I can tell you the 2 substitutions, because right now I just have the Barça players in front of me.
Well, my being surrounded by the Barça players, Emma, in our case, we have a bird's eye view here of all of the action. I'm going to give up on this puzzle, Emma. I'm not going to do it. It threw me off in the first half. I'm going to rely on the good old eyesight and this team sheet that I have in front of me. Sergio Roberto on the ball now. No substitutions yet for Football Club Barcelona. It is still being led by the team captain, Sergio Busquets. Sergi Roberto will pass it to Dest. Dest quickly being chased down by Bernadeschi. Again, Bernadeschi closing down Dest. Dest, who in that first half, Emma, had some good chances on goal himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's something we're seeing more from Dest. He is getting high as he did last season, but what he's doing is taking on players and he's cutting in. And when he does get the chance, he's getting the shot off from his left foot, and they're powerful strikes. I've seen it in nearly every single preseason game thus far.
We haven't seen it in preseason. Of course, His attempted shot on goal did allow Barça to draw level against Salzburg before that late winner came in for the Austrian team. Yusuf Demir here playing the ball wide again. The Austrian being very, very active and even being man-marked by now the substituted, or he's no longer in the game, Bentancur, that is. You mentioned, Emma, that the player was shadowing Yusuf.
Yeah, that's right. Juventus have made quite a few substitutions. I'm going to try and get through them now. So you have in the midfield, particularly Federico Chiesa, who's come on as right wing. You have Weston, McKennie, Danilo in
Yusuf
midfield.
Here trying to shot as I just took a deflection off of Cuadrado. So easy there for the now substituted goalkeeper Mattia Perin, as Morata couldn't control that ball. But please continue, Emma.
Yeah, just with the substitutes, you have Cristiano Ronaldo is coming off, and Dejan Kulusevski has come on. Morata's still on there, and then left back you have Alexandro who's come off, and Luca Pellegrini has come on for him.
So a mix of young talent and experienced players there for the team led by Massimo Allegri. Let me do justice to that first name, Massimiliano Allegri. Massimiliano.
I like it.
I continue to be a disappointment to my parents-in-law, my Italian parents-in-law, by my bad Italian pronunciation, and my wife for that matter. Baby, if you listen to me, I'll continue to work on it, I promise. Griezmann now. Loses the ball. And try to win it back. As Juventus now will try to enjoy to have some possession of the ball. Just under 40% possession in the first half for Juventus.
I think that's a little bit high, actually, from what I was watching. I would have said Barca would have had more possession than that.
Free kick quickly taken by Bernadeschi.
It was a nice idea. Slightly overhead.
And on the pitch, I see Danilo, Pellegrini, Kulusevski. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo is now on the bench. And I'm trying to see if there's another substitution, but it's not easy from this point.
Yeah, we've been waiting for graphic confirmation as well, Mai, although Emma has already figured it out.
Yeah, there have been 5 substitutions.
Watch out, because here's Morata. Morata being surrounded by Barça players. Will try to get a shot off, he can't. Juventus now inside the Barça box. And it was a good shot as well.
It was a really good shot. A very impressive save. The best save to date in this game. Fantastic dive down to his left-hand side, really low. Great shot, actually, by Chiesa. He did really well to stretch and get across.
I wasn't sure if he got a touch on that, but he did. Yes, it was a brilliant save by Neto for the Juventus corner. Neto having his work cut out for him in this game as the corner comes in. Ball's high. It's taken down. Good control there by Kulusevski. And comes again across. Bernadeschi. Pellegrini will cut inside. Juventus now trying to look for an opening as that ball will go out for another Juventus corner after Jordi Alba deflected in.
Well, Juventus have certainly come out with a little bit of beans about them. They've definitely changed a little bit more. And as I was speaking about the first half, they're trying to stop that ball getting into the midfield. So now they're packing out that midfield and really making sure that Busquets nor Roberto get on that ball.
Here comes the corner, trying to find Morata as that header just flies wide off of the right post. Juventus now with a suffocating press. A lot more aggressive and active in their press at the start of the second half. Allegri having a word with his men at halftime, telling them to up to the intensity, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. The higher press. It's too easy for Barca to get out in the first half. You could see Morata and Ronaldo trying to do what they were told, but I'm sure that Allegri thought it was just going to be Busquets dropping in there, trying to get on that as the anchor. He didn't really realize that Barca would be playing a two-pivot midfield.
Well, another Juventus corner now, as we're 53 minutes in to this game, and so far at this point, stage in the game, the most offensive we see in Juventus. As again, this will go out for a Juve throw-in. It's taken quickly. Morata can't control it. Dest will fight for it. Bernardeschi manages to get away with it. Danilo now. Dicilio. Again here on the ball. Juventus looking for that opening. Matthijs de Ligt. Pellegrini. Played it inside to Bernardeschi, who can't hold on to it. Busquets runs into him, but it's Barça back in possession.
I'm not sure if it was Busquets running into him or Kulusevski smashing him. The referee didn't think so. Busquets certainly did.
Yusuf gets away from Cuadrado. Great move by the Austrian. Finds Griezmann. Here's Dest. Dest got too many men in front of him. We'll pass it to Antoine. Looking for Memphis.
It's the right idea, wasn't it? You could see that that's where we had the numbers out there on the left-hand side, because there were absolutely no players in front to Dest. He had no options, only to pass it back in field.
Well, Barça will need to organize themselves quickly in defense as Juventus here on the break. Here's Pellegrini, still on the ball. Finds the big number 44, who can't hold on to it. Yusuf being brought down by Cuadrado as finally the referee Cesar Sotogrado will take out a yellow card this time for Juventus. Barça, of course, also on one yellow card, that one handed out in the first half on Martin Braithwaite.
Yeah, and I think something said at halftime as well about Yusuf Demir. I believe this is why the American Weston McKennie is on the pitch. He's been clipping at his heels ever since the start of this second half.
From one American to another, Serginho Dest. Sergi Roberto doesn't see a clear opening. We'll pass it back to Araujo, who finds Griezmann. Dest again. Will he try to take the defender one-on-one? He'll get the help from Griezmann. Griezmann's pass got intercepted there. Kulusevski so far making his presence felt both offensively and defensively. Griezmann combining with Braithwaite. Lovely little 1-2, but Griezmann can't get to it as that ball will go out for a Barça corner.
Chisa has really come on, and you know, he looks dangerous, right? And it's difficult to get past him. He's quite quick and physical, and it's interesting that the players he's brought on have been the goal scorers in pre-season, with Weston McKennie scoring against Cesna, Federico Chiesa scoring against Bologna. And you know, I think he's really going for it.
Here comes across, and it's a goal! Martin Braithwaite with a fantastic header came in flying in through the box after a beautiful corner to put Barça up 2-0 against Juventus. A lovely corner, a set play for Barça puts them up 2-0 by the Dane, the great Dane, Martin Braithwaite. It's Barça 2, Juventus 0.
Well, he absolutely powered that in the back of the net. Looked like he had a lot of time as well. It's a great run, really good block from Piqué. You can see that Juventus are putting all their time and efforts in the two big centre halves, Araujo and Piqué, and Braithwaite just sneaks in there with a bullet header.
Well, the effort and the goal being applauded, of course, by the home fans. Happy to see their side back to winning ways as well after their streak of consecutive wins came to a halt against Red Bull Salzburg. Now,
Braithwaite came out of
ways
nowhere.
By 2-0. Mai.
Yeah, Braithwaite came out of nowhere, and we're seeing now Koeman talking to Emerson Royal to play. He's getting ready right now, and the rest of the players seems like they still have to warm up.
Well, Emerson Royal, then the Brazilian right back, will make his debut for Football Club Barcelona, his much anticipated debut. After having come over about 2.5 years ago from Atlético Mineiro over to Real Betis, where he picked up so much experience, of course, as well, getting climatized and adapted to Spanish football and La Liga Santander, and really, truly having an excellent time doing so, becoming one of those fullbacks that, when you look at the statistics, is up there with the best of them.
Yeah, really excited to see Emerson Royal play. I've heard really good things about him when we watched him in La Liga last year. Very, very strong player, very good at getting forward, very good at taking on players, good defender, really good distributor of the ball, good passer. Looking forward to seeing how he gets on.
Indeed, he is a player that he expressed never had a problem going forward. It was his ex-coach at Betis, Manuel Pellegrini, who really made him more aware to not lose his concentration in defense. And it's an area that he particularly worked on, as expressed in an interview, in our interview, in his welcome presentation on Barça TV Plus. As it does look, Mai, that both Barça and Juve will put on a string of new players.
Exactly, Diego. For Barça will be Umtiti, Nico Gonzalez, and Royal, and then we will see in a minute for Juventus.
I will help you out, Mai. It's got to give you, it's Chiellini, Bonucci, Ranocchia. Again, my apologies for bad pronunciation. And finally, the ex-Barça player Marquez that will come out for the visitors.
He was a former Barça player, a Venezuelan who played here in La Masia.
A Venezuelan, so somebody very dear to your heart then, Mai.
Definitely. He now has the chance to play with the Juventus first team. He was in La Masia for many years, but right now he's a Juventus player.
Alejandro Marquez, the 21-year-old center forward, as Mai mentioned, did play under the Barça ranks, but made a move over to La Vecchia Señora back in 2020. And we now see the veteran pair of central defenders also making their way onto the pitch. And of course, in the case of Barça, Serginho Dest, Ronald Araujo, and Memphis Depay will come off for Football Club Barcelona. No, not Memphis. We thought it was Memphis, but Ronald said, no, no, not you. You stay on.
Yeah, he definitely said to the referee, like, you're definitely wrong. And right now, it will be the time for Yusuf Demir. Won't come up for Nico.
It'll be Yusuf then, to perhaps the disappointment of the home fans who wanted to see more from the young Austrian. But Ronald Koeman happy with the performance. We'll give the youngster some rest just past the hour mark.
We should talk about, Diego, that this is the first game for Royal wearing this Barça kit.
Absolutely, Maya. Of course, Emerson Royal making his debut for Football Club Barcelona. A debut that he's been dreaming of since a long time. And now a dream come true for the Brazilian right back. Juventus now on the attack. Here's Marquez. Ranocha playing that ball with Pellegrini. Pellegrini will lift his head, look for a cross. It'll get it, but Neto quick to react and saving that ball.
We've seen a lot of changes from Juventus. I was a little bit surprised
A lot
to
of changes,
see
yeah.
Allegri make the changes when he did. I thought Juventus were on top, or were certainly looking like it.
Well, Allegri did mention in the pre-game press conference that the list of players that he will take with him will mean that everybody will get a chance to play. So he is making sure that all of his players get a chance to play. So perhaps that will clear some of your doubt as Juventus now back on the attack. Kulusevski rather. Good defending there by Barça. Danilo. Bonucci. To Chiellini. There's Italian royalty here in the building tonight. Two veteran central defenders who need no introduction. Of course, coming off of winning the Euro Cup as well.
And a great tournament.
An excellent tournament. Here's Emerson then. Connecting with Griezmann. Busquets. Sergi Roberto. Finds Alba. Back to Roberto. Piqué. Barça will want to make their presence felt here. 65 minutes into the game. In the second half, we haven't seen Los Blaugrana test the Juventus goalkeeper too much. Mattia Perin having a quiet second half.
Apart from that header.
Of course, apart from that header. Thank you for that, yes. Here's Emerson. Emerson trying to find Griezmann. The ball still with Barça, though. Braithwaite, back to Emerson. The Great Dane having a good preseason as well. Of course, was one of those players that left or got to the training camp a little bit later, seeing as his side Denmark was knocked out of the Euro Cup in the semifinals. Here's Sergio Roberto looking for a cross. We'll put that cross right at the feet of the referee, who will stop the game. And we'll give it back to Barça. Here's Memphis. He's got Cuadrado on him. We'll try to play with Griezmann. He finds him. The Frenchman laying it to Sergi. Sergi with Braithwaite. Braithwaite finds Sergio Busquets. Busquets will open up the play to Emerson. Here's Emerson. Playing with Nico. Nico will find Griezmann. Griezmann will attempt a shot. The shot was blocked. Samuel.
We're seeing Barça becoming the dominant team again. Really popping that ball around really nicely. Juventus can't get near them.
Well, again, a mix of boos and claps for Big Sam Umtiti. Piqué trying to get the crowd to clap for the Barça central defender as Griezmann goes down, and the referee will call a foul at the tip of the box.
And now that Piqué is asking for the fans to do that, to applaud to Umtiti, now he has 5 with him.
The Catalan captain there consoling and lifting the spirits of Big Sam Umtiti. Memphis and Griezmann in deep discussion. Who will take it, Emma?
Depay. Money's on Depay.
Does look like the Dutchman is getting ready to whip this one inside the box. It is Griezmann in the end. It hits the wall, but Royal with a shot that flies wide. So one of the Juventus players will need some medical assistance. Seems like the free kick might have hit him square in the face. It looks like it's Bonucci.
Yeah.
Indeed it is.
Straight in the boat race. He won't mind. He won't mind that.
Well, he'll take a fair few knocks in his long career. Knocks to the face, knocks to the body. Nothing that the experienced center back wouldn't have experienced before or can deal with. Leonardo Bonucci, the 34-year-old, hailing from AC Milan, making a move, a controversial one at that time, to Juventus back in 2018. That was. Has played over 100 times for his national side. He's got 109 caps.
And now Koeman called Riqui Puig and Alejandro Balde.
So two more Barça youngsters will join their team. Riqui Puig getting some more minutes, as well as Alex Balde, the Barça fullback, recently re-signed his contract to 2024. Also having a stellar preseason so far. Well, watch out, here comes Juventus. Good interception by Jordi Alba, and
really
cleared by
good.
Neto.
Really good. He's looking really sharp as well. Very quick to intercept. It looked like a really dangerous ball from McKennie. Really nice idea to try and feed in Chiesa, but Alba was on point.
Here's Kulusevski, put in the ball, but it finds the hands of Neto. As it looks like the two players are getting their final instructions by head coach Ronald Koeman, and the substitution will be made shortly.
Anytime soon. Koeman have talking with the staff to get ready for that two players that are ready to come. Also, Miran Pjanic went to the bench, but I can't see him if he's getting ready to play some minutes or not.
So Miralem Pjanic facing his ex-side, of course, what used to be once his team, as Sergio Roberto will be coming off, as Riqui Puig will make his entrance, as well as Alejandro Balde, who will be substituting Jordi Alba.
Well played, Alba. He had a really good game. Looking very fit, ready for the season. Balde again is another youth product. Looks very, very good as well.
Balde y Riqui Puig, substitution Jordi Alba y Sergi Roberto.
Well, Barça, of course, such a deep team at the moment. The competition is rife in all positions, for that matter. In comes the ball. It just goes under in between the legs of Piqué, but again, Neto very quick to react. Looking at that fullback position, Emma, we have the likes of Emerson, Dest, Alejandro Balde, Jordi Alba, even Sergio Roberto, for that matter, can play in that position. We've seen him being used by his coaches.
Mingueza as well.
Mingueza. For you, the two starters, Jordi Alba and...
Well, to be quite honest, with this pre-season, I would have said Dest. I was quite excited to see Emerson come in because I felt like it was definitely a position that Barca needed to improve on. So I was happy to see that. But I do think that Dest has been really, really good this pre-season, and he looks very, very sharp and one of Barca's best players. So at the moment, it's Dest.
Memphis there trying to turn away with the ball. Was close to getting it. Would have been a dangerous action The Dutchman would have been in front of goal alone, but Barça still in possession. Emerson try to fight for it. Bonucci will clear it. Here's Griezmann. Griezmann now trying to look for some help. We'll get that help from Memphis. Memphis to Balde. Balde cuts inside. We'll try to cut again. Can't get a shot off. It goes out for a corner kick.
Well, goal kick.
No, goal kick it is.
Goal kick.
Yeah.
Referee's giving a goal kick. But it's just, it's interesting to see what Balde brings, just something slightly different than Jordi Alba. I love Jordi Alba. I think he's a great player, but he does look for that space, whereas Balde likes to take them on, bring it to them and take it on, and it just gives you something different.
Well, it's a great interception there, stopping Chiesa from getting forward. Alejandro Balde again, continuing to impress this preseason. Ranocchia then, the 42 on the ball, trying to open the play again. But Chiesa unable to control that ball. It'll be a throw-in for Barça. 74 minutes gone, just a little bit over. 15 minutes left here in the game. Barça still leading by 2-0 in the Estadio Johan Cruyff. As Ronald Koeman's team is preparing themselves for the La Liga season to start once again. The La Liga season, of course, will be marked by the departure of Leo Messi, but looking at all the talent that we have on this current squad, both young and veteran.
Yeah,
trying not to use experience. Trying not to use old, young and experienced.
You just did.
We still have a lot of reasons to be excited, of course, for this team that has been looking very, very good indeed in this preseason. Oh, a collision there between Emerson Royal and Ranocchia. But the play continues. Alejandro Balde.
And seems like Reymana will be the next player to come on the pitch.
Well, Reymana then, the Albanian forward, will get some minutes and try to add on to his goal tally.
Yeah, I can see him coming on for somebody like perhaps Braithwaite. Give something else up there because it has gone a little bit flat for Barça.
Well, here's Ricky Puig, Emma. Let's see if he can get something going as he gets taken down, but no foul called. To the surprise of the fans here, Chiesa literally bulldozing Ricky Puig off the ball, but no foul.
Well, I definitely think it was a foul, and I mean, obviously Ricky Puig is so little, it's going to look a little bit worse, but it was a foul no matter what. And really surprising that the ref didn't give anything there.
There's Bonucci, and closed down by Ricky Puig. Martin Braithwaite also putting the pressure on. Danilo. Chiellini. Chiellini to Pellegrini. Emerson closing down Pellegrini. Good defending by the Brazilian. Chiellini again, looking for options, looking for help. We'll pass it to Danilo. Danilo trying to pass in between the lines. The ball ends up with Cuadrado.
Yeah, Piqué had to clear it. He was under a bit of pressure there. He wanted help from his goalkeeper, but I would have told him to clear it as well. But Juventus have really turned the screw. They are now on top of the game and playing a similar formation than what Barca were playing in the first half. Now they have two pivot midfielders who are getting on the ball, and Barca need to push someone up. Either Busquets or Nico needs to make that decision to go higher.
Kulusevski here offering himself as an option for this corner, as the Barca defense deflecting that shot there. And Juventus will play it back all the way to Mattia Perin.
Kulusevski has been a bit of a handful since he came on. Big, burly centre forward. He's really well able to hold the ball up, making really good runs as well. Intelligent player.
Well, it's a long ball to Pellegrini, who did get a good first touch, but he's called offside.
And now the substitutions. The one who come off is Martin Braithwaite for Reymana.
Reymana, number 29, will come on. And like I said, see if he can add on to that goal tally. 4 goals so far in this preseason.
He's the highest goal scorer, right, in this preseason.
The top goal, absolutely. As that Martin Braithwaite will sit down the score of the second goal in the second half. 4 goals so far for the Albanian striker, Reimanai. One of those players that is knocking on the team of the first, knocking on the doors rather of the first team. Nico will put under pressure there as Chiellini wastes no time with that throw in, right to Piqué. Piqué to Danilo. Danilo with Ranocchia, gets taken down, wants a foul, but referee says play on. Royal to Griezmann. Barça now trying to get under this pressure. Griezmann opens up the play to Memphis.
Great ball by Griezmann. Brilliant vision as well.
He's got space and time. He's got Balde to his left. He will cut inside to his right. He'll try to flick it to Puig. And it gets back to him. It looked like there might have been a handball, but play will continue. Balde slips but keeps the ball. Busquets. Memphis will fight and get the ball back under possession. Now Nico. Nico with Antoine. Here's Royal. We'll try to put in a cross. We'll get deflected.
Oh, that was interesting. I'd like to see a replay of that again because it looked like Memphis Depay thought something happened as well, whether it was a handball or what.
Looked like a handball, maybe. We were going to look at that replay. Definitely was a handball by Danilo.
It was a handball. You can't put your hands out like that in the area, but referee's not going to give that.
And we have another substitution for Juventus. It's De Siglia for De Winter.
Connie De Winter, the Belgium, number 45, making his way onto the pitch.
Sorry for the pronunciation, Diego.
I would have said the exact same thing. De Winter.
Thank you, Emma.
We say De Winter. Don't mind him. Don't mind Diego.
Let me have my little moment, my little Dutch moment. I have so much trouble with some of these last names. The ones I can't pronounce right, I will. Barça on the ball. Umtiti. The crowd continues to support the French central defender. Busquets. Barça touching the ball, looking for options as Depay makes one of his famous runs, trying to split the defense. Here's Emerson. We'll get some help from Reimanai, the Albanian, and it comes. Managed to get the ball back under control. The ball still not out of the danger zone as 2 Barça players collide and fall on the floor. The referee saying play on, but it does look like Reimanai might need some medical attention as he got a knock that pushed him down to the floor, but he's already up. Nico Gonzalez, rather. Yeah, he did get a boot to his upper thigh. Upper thigh.
Yeah, let's say upper thigh. Well, he's up and running around.
He's good. He's good. He's good, Emma. 80 minutes gone here. Just 10 minutes before the end of the 90 minutes. Barça still leading by 2-0 as Alejandro Balde there with a key interception. Not allowing Juventus to further test Neto, who's had a stellar performance in this game. There is La Masia youngster. Balde will try to look for help. Slow down the pace and pass it back to Riqui Puig. Riqui Puig will open up play. Finds Emerson Royal. Emerson. Pass it to Nico. Nico inside. Gets dispossessed by Chiellini. As Emerson here running back, chasing down Kulusevski, bringing him down and picking up a yellow card in the process.
It's not
the
a
second
bad
yellow
foul.
card for Barça, I'm sorry, Emma. And the first one for Braithwaite, and then for Juventus, Cuadrado, so the yellow card also.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad foul. I mean, I think Kulusevski, you can pronounce that one.
I'm calling him
the guy in the
Kulusevski.
orange short, in the orange boots, has done really, really well for Juventus. He's a problem for Barça, and when he gets on the ball, he's quick, he's very direct, very powerful, and yeah, I think they need to be careful of him.
We haven't seen McKennie. We saw him on the ball now. We haven't seen him on the ball so much. Maybe, well, he's being sought out now by Chiellini, but that was a bad pass, heading straight into the hands of Neto.
Yeah, I mean, when he came on, he was playing a little bit more defensive. He's an attacking midfielder. He likes to play in that number 10 role. So perhaps
but would you expect him to be on the ball more, seeing as he's that attacking number 10, attacking midfielder, the number 10 role, being some of that pivotal player?
I think he's being asked to sit back a little bit in midfield because you can see here that he's marking Riqui Puig, and Riqui Puig is a high midfielder. So if he has to mark him, he's going to have to sit a little bit deeper, and it's not his position, to be fair. You can see when he does get forward, he can be quite dangerous, but he's been asked to sit there and watch Riqui
Barça
Puig.
now out on the break. Emma is Griezmann. It is a 2 against 2. Visamo cut it back. We'll try to find Memphis, but the pass was very far behind Memphis Depay. See, he's got the defender on him now. So Barça will try again to build up this attack from the back.
And Diego, we're definitely going to see Alex Collado having some minutes. He's now getting ready, and in a few seconds, we hope that he can come out.
Alex Collado, of course, still a Barça player, seeing as that loan eventually to the Belgian club Brugge, or Bruges, didn't fall through. So he's still here at his home in the Ciudad Condal in Barcelona.
Well, I'll be surprised if Koeman leaves Griezmann on. He looks very tired, especially after that last run and the misplaced pass. That's sure sign of tiredness and lethargic legs.
You can definitely see that the rhythm and the intensity of this game is being slowed down a little bit by the Barça players. Nico. Umtiti now combining with Balde. Balde has got nowhere to go. We'll pass it back to Umtiti. Emerson Royal. Combined with Nico. Back to Royal. Back to Nico again as Kulusevski takes him down.
Antoine Griezmann for Alex Collado.
Well, you ask and you shall receive, Emma. Ronald Koeman paying attention to your words there and taking off Antoine Griezmann for Alex Collado.
Yeah, I think it was pretty obvious. He's usually so active and in and around it, and Griezmann with his hands on his knees after that misplaced pass was a sure sign that he needs to come off.
Collado substitueix Griezmann.
Alex Collado then, we'll see him out on the right. Number 32, the Barça B captain, Balde. Being closed down by 2 players, but what a turn by Balde to get out of trouble and out of traffic.
So sharp, isn't he? His turn of pace is just shocking. He gets on the ball, it's like just he's gone off the mark. Nobody can catch him.
Pellegrini dispossessing Emerson Royal. Here's McKennie now. McKennie can't get his pass off to Kulusevski. It's Riqui Puig. Riqui sees Collado. Collado will combine with Royal. Here's Emerson. Want some help, we'll get the help from Reimanay. Collado again, back to Piqué. Piqué with Umtiti, just under 5 minutes left, just 4 minutes left here until we reach the 90-minute mark. Barça leading by 2-0. Memphis in the third, and Martin Braithwaite, the Great Dane, scoring a beautiful header from a corner kick in the 57th minute.
Well,
Chiesa trying to get away there from Piqué, but Piqué with a good defending.
Piqué's over there just to clean up a little bit of that mess. Balde does get caught in poor positions. He'll definitely need to have a look at that. When he goes in to, just there, you see he went in to tackle for the ball, and he tackled the wrong side. He's coming inside on, where he should be tackling his goal side. And then even if he gets beat, he can recover. So it's just a couple of things for Balde just to consider, just positioning and his body shape as well, and the way he goes in for tackles and receives the ball.
Why is that with the fullbacks? A classic thing, though, that they seem to have not much trouble going forward, but when it comes to defending.
You're talking about Barça fullbacks.
Right.
Don't generalize it. These are just Barça fullbacks.
We are Barça. Yes, I am generalizing here. I am referring to Barça fullbacks.
No, I mean, Barça in general is all about going forward and attacking and scoring goals and allowing your players to have that creativity, and that's the whole thing. This is what the English teams are trying to create, and Barça have done extremely well, but they also need to, have a look at that defending and how to defend and covering and positioning. And it's something I think that they need to have a look at. And I'm sure Koeman is looking at it. He's a defensive-minded coach, defensive player. But you can just see that they're so creative, the players. And this is, the ethos of the club, be creative. It's in the DNA. But you also have to work on defence. And I know I'm a bit old school and I am a goalkeeper. But I want my defenders to defend and then the creative players to be a little bit higher up. But of course, the fullbacks are super creative for Barça.
Well, Juventus here is getting set up for a free kick. Ranocchia will put it in. Ball being bounced around and it'll eventually go out for a Barça goal kick. Emma, I'm going to give you some more of these sweets. They're very good for the throat. I know you've been already talking for the past, it's been almost 6 hours.
Really? 6 hours?
6 hours, Emma.
No problem.
You're going to take this bag of goodies home with you. It'll do your throat a ton of good. As we're just nearing the 90th minute mark here in the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Slowly but surely, the Johan Gamper Trophy coming to an end. And unless something really crazy happens, Emma, Barça, both the men's and the women's team on this historic day for so many reasons, the men's will also take the trophy back home.
Success already. Great way to start the season, really. Pre-season, I know, but it's a trophy all the same. Another trophy for the cabinets.
Of course, the Johan Gamper Trophy, traditionally one of those games that is enjoyed by families and tourists that come visit the city of Barcelona. It's always the game where we get to see and the first teams get presented to the fans, where fireworks go off. Today has been an atypical Johan Gamper Trophy, perhaps, but as you said, Emma, a victory is the best way, of course, to keep this season going.
Well, it is definitely a really good challenge for Barça. I mean, we spoke about challenging and getting competitive teams to play against so you can really test these young players. But yeah, I think Juventus was up there with that challenge, and I think Barça have done exceptionally well.
Chiellini trying to play Alejandro Marquez.
They announced that we will play 2 minutes of extra time.
2 more minutes of extra time here in this 2-0 for Barça against Juventus. This historic Johan Gamper on August 8th. A date never to be forgotten, like I said, for so many reasons, but one of those reasons because the Barça men's and women's team got to partake in this double-header against Juventus. Memphis now will try to sneak in one more for Los Blaugrana. We'll take on McKennie, we'll put it across. Reyman eyes on it. Collado try to get some help from Emerson. Here's Nico. Here's Ricky Puig now, we'll put it in. It's a beautiful goal. What a curler by the Masia youngster, Ricky Puig. Will put the cherry on the top, the cherry on the cake. Put by Barça's Ricky Puig, 3-0 with a beautiful curler to beat Matia Perin It is Barça 3, Juventus 0, as we're nearing the end of this Joan Gamper trophy.
And what a finish. And we said it before, I just love when Ricky Puig scores a goal. He's just so happy, and it's infectious. Great goal, great curler, great composure, fantastic finish.
And that is it, Emma. Cesar Sotogrado, the referee on the day, has called an end of this beautiful match between Barça and Juventus. The goals being scored by Memphis Depay, Martin Braithwaite, and Ricky Puig here in the 90th minute made it 3-0 for Los Blaugrana, as both the men's and the women's team come away with a victory as well as the Johan Gamper trophy. Stay with us, of course, because we have all the post-match reactions coming for you as well from the protagonists. We have Mai Rostro, our pitch-side reporter, bringing you the words and the reactions from the players. And, of course, the hoisting of the trophy will as well take place. We've already seen the presentations of the both women's and men's team. So, still a lot more to come as the stage is getting set and the players are thanking and saluting the fans. So stay with us. More to come here in the Estadio Johan Cruyff for this Joan Gamper trophy.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Barça TV Plus. We're live at the Estadio Johan Cruyff for the first ever Women's Gamper Trophy in the history of FC Barcelona. My name's Jamie Coles. Joining me is Emma Byrne, and down on the pitch is Mai Rostro. And in the background there, you can hear the sound of the Barça anthem as these players get ready to contest the first ever Women's Gamper Trophy, FC Barcelona versus Juventus. Emma, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jamie. How are you?
Very good.
Very excited for this game. The season has finally begun, although it seemed like quite a short holiday season, to be quite honest, because we had lots of football going on in the summer.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's great to see fans back in the stadium here today. It's great to see two Titan teams playing against each other right off the back, and it's a great way to get the season started.
No doubt, no doubt. Our referees then, Elena Sanchez Miguel. She's with... Well, that flew by very quickly. I can tell you though, on the sidelines as Carmela Capistros and Elena Mainer. And the Juventus starting 11, Piero Magnin, Gama, Cernoia, Brosucci, Girelli, Bonansea, Skovsen, Lundorf, Boatin, Zamanayan, Caruso and Salvai. Their coach, Joe Montemurro, brand new coach to Juventus. As Emma was explaining just a few moments ago, he comes from coaching Arsenal. Barcelona, of course, with a new coach as well, Jonathan Giraldez, who leads out this team. We'll run through the starting 11 for FC Barcelona as well. Sandra Paños in goal. The newly signed Irene Paredes, Mapi Leon, Melanie, Graham, Marta, Mariona, Jenny Hermoso, Alexia, Patri, and Aitana. So, good team. There he is, Jonathan Giraldez, the brand new coach. He was an assistant to Luis Cortés. He takes over running this team from the bench. Emma, how are you feeling as we prepare to kick off for the first ever Women's Gamper Trophy?
Well, I think it's just going to be a fantastic experience for both teams. I think it's a wonderful display from the club. I think it's a great idea that the fact that all of these fans get to see the women and the men's team on a parallel. And I think it's a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day for football. Great day to be here. And I'm hoping we're going to see some goals.
Well, fingers crossed. The ball is rolling here then at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Barcelona playing from left to right in this very snazzy new first strip. Juventus playing from right to left in the white and black. Sandra Paños then gets things moving from the back. Mapi Leon to Melanie on the wing. Irene Paredes then. Highly anticipated to see how she'll team up with Mapi Leon at the back.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very exciting.
Graham crosses in early, but Piero Magnon collecting the ball easily there.
You can just see how Barça are lining up. Nothing really surprising here. Great to see Patri Guijarro back in that holding midfield position,
Yeah.
which is where I believe is her best position. And it's, you know, for me, there are no contests for her in there. She is one of the best holding midfielders in the world.
Well, here's Bonansea then, and she managed to find, oh my goodness, there's a goal already. Aitana opens the scoring then, less than a minute and a half in. Aitana Bonmatí makes it 1-0 here. Are we in for a Barca landslide?
We could very well be, and it's something we've seen so many times here, but we're expecting a little bit more from Juventus. It was a bit of a sloppy goal to give away.
Yeah.
You can see the Juventus players, great ball in by Alexia there. They just seem to know where they are, where each other are. And of course, once Aitana is in that position, there's no stopping her. You can see, actually, Piero Magnon gets a really nice hand on it, but it's just not strong enough. 1-0 Barça.
Well, the ball's rolling once again, and it's back down towards Juventus goal. Barca bringing the threat again. Here's Graham once more in the penalty area. She has a go. This time it's Jenny Hermoso. Barca double the lead in absolutely no time at all.
Oh, it's just so easy for them. So easy. Again, another mistake from Juventus. They're trying to play out, but Barca are putting so much pressure on them, something that they've improved on massively. Mistake from Juventus. They're trying to play it in field. Alexia just picks it up, passes it out to Graham Hansen, who of course is so dangerous in these positions. Such a clever little pullback for Jenny Hermoso. You can see the Juventus goalkeeper, Magnan, she wasn't sure what to do. And it's an easy tap in for Jenny Hermoso.
Well, I think the writing may be on the wall here already. 3 minutes in, 2 goals in favour of the home side. Juventus have got their work out for them now. They've made work for themselves. Piero Magnon with a long kick, but Barca reclaim possession once more. Well, Juventus do well to recover it now. Here's Sornoya.
But just look how quickly
hounded.
they're closing down, particularly from Aitana there. Aitana is a workhorse. She doesn't stop working. She closes down. She's very quick anyway.
Absolutely.
In general. And she's ready to pounce on any mistakes, which you can see Juventus trying to play out. It's obviously what they've been told to do, but they're going to have to do better and try and keep the possession of the ball a little bit better.
Okay, ball goes out for a throw. Maybe this is a good opportunity then. 2 goals in, 4 minutes here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Shall we go down to speak to Mai Rostro, who is down on the touchline?
Jamie, it's almost impossible to connect with just 3 minutes and 2 goals. We didn't have the chance to say hello because these girls are on fire again. As always, they're scoring goals and doing a great work. Just the beginning, but for sure, we're already making history with this first JOAN Gamper trophy for the women's team, and 2 goals already.
Absolutely, Mai. Not a moment to breathe here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. What's the atmosphere like down where you are?
We're right here in the corner, close to Sandra Baños, and we're ready to see the best. Actually, we have a lot of cameras today because it's a JOAN Gamper trophy, so we don't have a good vision for the bench. But I know for sure that Jonathan Giraldes are super excited with this, all his staff, because the girls have a big task today.
Yeah, no doubt. They're here to make history. The first ever women's Gamper trophy. Well, Juventus have a free kick now. Let's see if they can capitalize on this. Free kick taken, but it's headed away by Melanie, and Barca now, can they get a counter-attack from here? Here's Hermoso. Back to Melanie. She tries to find Jenny Hermoso again, but it's Juventus now in the attack.
Oh, Bonansea does really well there to get a shot off.
Well,
she is one of their dangerous players. You can see exactly why. She twists and turns. She's difficult to get the ball off. She's very tenacious. And she's actually done well to get a shot off, but one that's not going to trouble Sandra Paños in goal.
No, not at all. And she wasn't allowed any space to create a threat, really.
Not as much, but the fact that she got the shot off, I mean, that is a little bit of space. It's a little bit of motivation for Juventus. And that's one of the first times they had the ball in the Barça half, to be quite honest.
Yeah. So 6 minutes in, Barça with the throw-in. Melanie's going to be taking it. She throws back to Mapi Leon, to Paredes. This is that duo that we're looking forward to seeing how they bring that Spanish national side action here to the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Well, Aitana puts the ball out for a Juventus throw-in. She's frustrated with herself on that one.
Yeah, they're finding it, the Juventus backline are finding it very difficult to track the runs of Aitana.
Yeah.
She's a midfielder. She's starting in the midfield, so she's starting a little bit deep. Nobody's going in with her, and she's just running off the back corner into spaces behind the Juventus back four. Really difficult to pick her up.
Paredes with the pass back to Paños. Barcelona in no rush. Well, they've got 2 goals to their name now. No rush at all to move the ball up pitch. Quite happy to retain control.
No, absolutely. But as you know, and as you've seen this Barca team in the last couple of years, they won't rest on their laurels. They'll want more goals. It doesn't really matter if they're 4 or 5-0, that they want to score more goals, like we've seen at the very final game of the season, continuing right to the end.
Well, the same as we saw with the pre-season friendly just a few days ago against Elche. An absolute landslide victory, 17-0. Aitana to Mapi Leon then. Mapi Leon with the long ball forward. I think she was hoping that maybe Jenny would connect with that, but it wasn't to be. But Aitana once again just forcing the mistake so that Barca can recover possession. She's like I'm not quite sure how to describe Aitana. Like, she's almost like a shark on the hunt, you know? It's
a Duracell bunny. She just doesn't stop. They're very predominantly down this right-hand side for Barca, and, you know, that's no surprise either with Graham Hansen and Torrejon.
Marta Torrejon then chases the ball down, but it's Boatin who gets possession for Juventus. Juventus then, they need to start working hard now. Caruso to Boatin. Rosucci then, well, she was looking for the clearance, but Barca just don't allow any space whatsoever, and she opted for the pass back in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it is a way to switch the ball, to use your keeper, but it was very, very close to the goal. And there weren't many options, to be quite honest, because, I mean, that's your holding midfielder there, Rosucci on the line, trying to look for another midfielder. And there are just no options. Number one, because Barca are covering those spaces really well, and number two, because Juventus aren't creating the space for them.
Well, Jonoya thought she was on a good run there, but I think she was caught just offside. Carmena Cabistros, our lines woman, had her flag up.
Assistant referee.
Assistant referee. Thank you, Emma. Between the heat and the running up from the pitch before, my words were failing me. Jenny Hermoso not quite able to take control of the ball. Rosucci picked it up. Rosucci then. Here's Cernoia. Cernoia out in the wing, in some space. This is the first real threat we've seen from Juventus. The cross is picked up into the safe hands of Sandra Paños. And that's the first real attacking play we've seen from the visiting side here.
Yeah, it was nice play there. It was really good link-up play from Rosucci and Girelli. And they found really nice space. And it's the first time we've seen them so close together and being able to make those passes. Something that, you know, I think they're kind of like a little bit shell-shocked, to be quite honest. The first 3 minutes, 2 goals down, and it was going to take them a little bit time to settle in. But I think we've seen a little glimpse of you know, some threatening play there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's that kind of, that shock. Here's Graham Hansen then. She's got support with her. That was a nice one too with Alexia. Alexia Botellas then in the penalty area. Alexia Well, she was eventually hounded by Gamper and Lundorf.
Well, Gamper does really well there. Very experienced player as well for the national team. And she does really well because Alexia only needs that tiny little bit of space to get her shot off. Gamper does well to stand up and just shepherd the ball out.
Well, Melanie will be taking the first corner kick of this match. Barcelona very dangerous in these dead ball situations. Melanie then with the cross in. And that's a goal for Paredes, Irene Paredes. Well, we knew she was dangerous. Irene Paredes has arrived. The new signing from PSG.
I know you're not going to believe me, but I was going to say Paredes is very, very clinical in corners, but usually with her head. What a great ball in by Melanie. That
Absolutely.
ball in, it's drifting outwards. The goalkeeper can't come for it. And it's just a fantastic ball into that near post. Really, really dangerous. But Paredes is standing out there completely free. It's really poor marking for Juventus. And it's a great finish, to be quite honest, from the centre-back.
Well, Irene Paredes proving her worth early on in her Barça career then. Playing the Gamper Trophy, putting her name on the score sheet in just the 11th minute.
The new signing for the women's team with 2-year deal, a centre-back from the Basque Country, and we actually saw Jonathan Giraldi with a thumbs up saying congratulations to our new centre-back.
That's nice, Mai, thank you. It's nice to get those reactions from down on the bench. You've got a front seat view for those.
Exactly. And apart from Jonathan, the other one who's really involved in the game is Navarro.
Yeah, we heard from Rafael Navarro, the assistant coach, just before the match. And he communicated what everyone's communicated so far, is that Barcelona, well, they had the almost perfect season last season. This year, they're going to look for more. Jenny Hermoso was holding her leg. Just on the replay, it looked like she went down a little bit hard in that clash with Caruso.
This is the problem. They've had a really tough pre-season. You have to think about, you know, injuries and trying to keep your players fit for the whole season. I think last season was absolutely crazy, the amount of games that these girls had to play in such a short space of time. The fact that there weren't much more injuries is quite astonishing, to be quite honest, but something that you really have to be careful about, the load of the training and pre-season, and then trying to pick those pre-season friendlies that aren't going to put your players under too much pressure.
No, absolutely. So, Barca on the attack once more. Here's Graham Hansen, and she's in a good position, unmarked. She's got plenty of space here. It's a good tackle by Boatin. Graham Hansen, though, doing well to maintain possession. In the end, it took 3 Juventus players to reclaim the ball.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize, we've seen that many times. The ball is played a lot on the right-hand side for Barca. They're trying to get Graham Hansen on the ball in 1v1 situations, and that's why teams do overload their left-hand side. And, you know, it's just something that you're going to see and you're going to be witnessing all season, because Graham Hansen is the best wide player and an extremely, extremely good player in a 1v1 situation.
No, absolutely. And even 1v2 situations, as we've just seen. So, Irene Paredes, our goal scorer, to her Spanish national side teammate, Mapeleon. Mapeleon. To Patri. Paredes. Nice long ball from Irene Paredes to find Jenny Hermoso. Sara Gamper in the end picking up the ball, though. Barca determined to recover possession. Jenny Hermoso in front of goal. And that's 4-0. What a goal from Jenny Hermoso. Barca just working hard to keep that ball moving forward. Jenny Hermoso finding the space. in order to put herself in a goal-scoring position.
Yeah, again, another link-up play between Alexia and Jenny. You can see the Juventus backline, particularly Gamma, looking across, hoping to get an offside. But you can see by that replay, Jenny is well onside there. Mistake by Gamma. Again, another defensive error. Something that Joe Montemuro will definitely need to address at half-time and after that. 4-0 down is a big task.
16 minutes in, here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. 4 goals, a brace for Jenny, who just scored the most recent goal. Aitana and Paredes as well, getting her name on the score sheet. There's a bit of a clash there. Caruso just coming a little bit too hard on Irene Paredes.
It looked a little bit dangerous from up here.
Yeah.
It was late and a high foot.
I thought this a few times last season, and I'm worrying, am I thinking now, that these teams go down to a heavy loss early on. You know, they're 4-0 down already, 15 minutes in. And also that kind of desperation starts to creep in almost.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. I mean, it happens. It does happen. It's very frustrating for a team, especially a team that have won every single one of their league games, come into a stadium and absolutely getting spanked, to be quite honest. So it can be a little bit frustrating, but you don't expect it from a top team. You expect them to claw their way back into the game.
You'd hope so. You'd hope so. Bonansea then a little bit of, again, a heavy tackle, but no foul given on this occasion. Juventus winning the throw-in.
Surprising though, you expect to see the Italian teams defend well and mark well, but it's exactly the opposite. They see the back line, they're not picking up individuals. Barça only have Jenny Hermoso up top. They keep her up top and then she drops in. And they don't follow her. They don't actually pick up anyone. You can see here that they're just marking space. And with a team like Barça that are so good running off the ball and running into space, it's extremely difficult for Juventus players to pick up the runners.
Absolutely. Here's Irene Paredes then. But Barça are clever with it. They drift off their position a little bit. They keep the opposition guessing. Barça maybe building up to something here now then. Melanie with the cross, tries to pick up Jenny. And in the end, it's Graham Hansen that puts the ball over.
Well, it's a great chance, isn't it?
It was a great chance. Aitana was there for, I don't know if she slipped or she wasn't able to quite connect with it. But
yeah, it looked like she was kind of sandwiched in between the player. Or she knew that Graham Hansen was behind her and
possibly.
She was just a decoy run. But Graham Hansen won't be happy with that. She just lifted her head a little bit and the ball went way over the bar. It was a great chance for her.
Savai to Boatin then. Savai trying to pick up Zamanian, and you're shaking your head because Jenny Hermoso easily reclaimed possession there and set up an opportunity on goal.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head because I'm really surprised at the defensive setup here from Juventus. They're making so many mistakes. I understand it's pre-season and I understand they want to play out, but they're making bad decisions. It's bad passes. They're getting their teammates in trouble. And, you know, it's just a string of errors and something you can't do when you're playing against a team like Barça.
No, absolutely. And, I mean, you see the 4-0 on the scoreboard there. Melanie then with the corner kick from the left. Nothing quite coming out on that occasion. Patry heading out for a goal kick.
Again, though, it's a little bit worrying, and for me, as a goalkeeper, I'm sure Perraud Magnin is not happy with her defence, letting a player get ahead on there. And you can just see that Guijarro just ran across the player and she got in front of Girelli. That just can't happen.
Well, Barça have done it again. They've reclaimed position right in front, or right on the edge, should I say, of Juventus penalty area. Juventus on this occasion, though, have been able to reclaim the ball. But honestly, Juventus almost seem like worried to kind of make a move now. Barça have just paralyzed them completely. Here's Salvai.
Well, you can see what Juventus are trying to do. When they're in possession, you've got Gamma, Salvay, playing centre back, and then you have Lundorf, who pushes right up on the right-hand side, who's a very, very good deliverer of the ball, by the way. She's extremely good. She's high up there with assists. But they're just not getting it to her. It's very obvious it's what they're trying to do. They're trying to play on Barca's left-hand side, which I think is a good idea. Lundorf is pressing high, and she is free, and they're just not getting the ball to her.
And Barca have wised up to it already, and they're just forcing error after error. I mean, here's Jenny Hermoso again reclaiming the ball deep in Juventus half. Mapele on them. I mean, this is what we see from Barca. They put this pressure on, they build up the rhythm, and then they just slow it down again, and almost sort of building a false sense of security for Juventus, I feel sometimes.
Well, they're very, very good at that, Barca. They're very good at knowing when to keep possession, knowing when to play back, slow the pace down a little bit. But when they do turn that screw, you better be ready for it, because it's literally over in a second, and the ball's in the back of the net.
Well, Bonansea won the free kick. Here's Zamanian. Emma, I can see them relying a lot on Peru Manin, the Juventus goalkeeper. As a goalkeeper, what are your kind of thoughts on that? Because every opportunity, well, Barca press and they try and move forward, and then Barca press and they play the pass back, and then they play the ball out again, and Barca press again, and they play the pass back again.
Yeah, I mean, it's really important to have a goalkeeper that is comfortable with the ball at their feet, because it does give you that extra player.
Juventus have overlapped now. They're on the attack. Barca could be under pressure.
Well,
Lundorf, and you said that she's a danger. You said that she's a threat coming forward with the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that's exactly what they're trying to do. It's the first time they got the ball out to her.
Sure.
You can see how effective they can be. But the problem is, when she gets on the ball and is ready to cross it, there's nobody in the box, because you have Girelli, who's the centre forward, that focal point in the team, and she drops into midfield. But that's where you have to have the other two forwards making those runs for her, and Bonsea and Kernoe need to get into the box for that cross.
We got Mai Rostro. She's down on the touchline somewhere near Barcelona's end. Mai, you had a good front row seat for that attack by Lundorf. What was the reaction by the Barca defence and from the bench that you saw?
Yeah, the players were a little bit up, and Jonathan Giraldes mentioned that they should be careful with the line, because it seems like they were looking for that offside, but the Juventus player was really fast in that way, and none of the defenders went in the right position at that time. So he was saying to the girls, like, just be careful with the line. So now it's time to be focused on all the points, because this is a test for them, and they definitely can prove things for the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's something that Paredes is very, very good at, marshalling that line. She's the captain for the national team because of that. She's very good at organising players around her, and she won't be afraid to do that, even though she's a new player. The problem is that when Melanie goes in, and which she will get dragged in a little bit when the play is in the midfield, that space behind her is very, very open. And, you know, unfortunately, she doesn't have the electric pace to get back there, and usually Mappy is over there to cover. It was a little lapse in concentration from the Barca back four.
But nothing quite came of it, and Barca got away lucky perhaps on this occasion. However, they might be in trouble again. No. On this occasion,
well, you can
Girelli
see
was offside.
Girelli doesn't agree with that at all. It was actually a great piece of play, great vision from Gamma, something that they've obviously worked on. One of the first times Girelli stayed high in that centre forward position, and it was a great ball over Mappy Leon, and it was just offside. It was tight.
From where we're sitting, I couldn't have called it at all. Couldn't have told you. Well, Barca fighting for the ball. Mariona did a really good job to find Aitana to retain possession there. Aitana then to Patri. Juventus seem to finally have found a bit of coordination between them to recover the ball. But Barca really keeping them under pressure. Irene Paredes to Mapi Leon.
Well, you can see that when they work closer together, they do well to regain possession from Juventus. But the problem is when they're so close together, they leave the wide spaces open. And it's exactly what Barca want. They want to play to their wide areas, particularly down the right, as we've spoken about before. But you'll also see Melanie over there playing in nearly a forward position and so much space in the wide areas because Juventus are completely stretched in midfield.
Absolutely. Paredes, given plenty of space to run the ball forward. She finds Aitana again in space. She's got 4 players closing in on her though, but she finds Graham Hansen. Just as you described, Anna, she's able to find someone in space because it takes 4 players to slow them down. Graham Hansen's done the same, brought 3 players in and then fed it back out to the wing. Here's Irene Paredes to Mapeleon. Mariona to Jenny, back to Mariona then. Graham Hansen in space here on the edge of the penalty area. Graham Hansen sees it in, and that's a fumble. Graham Hansen makes it 5-0. Piron Magnin very, very unlucky with that save. I'm not sure she had a good view on it, but Graham Hansen did a fantastic job of running that inside the box to set up the goal, and Barcelona make it 5-0.
Well, you can see that Graham Hansen didn't really want to celebrate that goal so much because it is a mistake. It's a mistake from the keeper, Piron Magnin, and you can see exactly what she's done wrong. As Graham Hansen went to shape up for that shot, Magnin slightly was going backwards a little bit, which makes it really difficult for her to use her hands, but it's actually not a difficult save at all, and that gap in between her legs is fatal, and she will not be happy with herself over that.
No doubt. And I hesitated to sort of celebrate it as well, because I saw Graham wasn't kind of too fired up about it, and from the angle we were at, I wasn't sure if she kind of stopped it on the line. But
no,
having seen the replay, I think
when it was
very clear,
when it's a big mistake from a keeper, which I consider that a big mistake, the players generally don't celebrate it so much.
No, of course. Right, Zamanian then on the attack. Sandra Paños doing a great job to stop that.
Great save. Great save from Bonansea. Again, looking dangerous over there, Bonansea, when she does get the space behind. It was a difficult angle for her, but you have to be very, very good to beat Paños, and she had all her angles covered really well, and she did parry it into a dangerous area, but luckily for her, Girelli couldn't finish it.
No. Graham Hansen then, the 5th goal scorer of this match. Marta to Irene Paredes. We can just see Jonathan Geraldez here, just below where we're sitting, and he's shouting some very clear instructions to his team. Clearly those 2 chances that Juventus were able to create in the last few minutes have got him fired up as well.
I'm sure he's telling his players to stay switched on. It is difficult for the defenders to be alert all of the time when they aren't involved in the game, but this is exactly what Juventus will do. They will happily sit back and defend, and like any Italian team, and then try to latch onto 1 or 2 chances, but it's very difficult when they need 5 chances to latch onto. But they will do that, and you know, this is where the defense will be tested, and it's something that is a test for them because they will come across this a lot in the league and in the Champions League as well.
Well, that was offside. Girelli trying to spring the offside trap again. 2 attempts, neither of which successful so far.
Well, you could just see Paredes there. She was in total control of that. She was communicating across the line. She knew exactly where Girelli wanted to go. But for me, it was tight. It was really tight, and you have to get that exactly right because Girelli is quick and very difficult to catch.
Well, here's Graham Hansen in space once again. Marta. Irene Paredes. Given space to run the ball forward. Graham Hansen just feeds that out to Marta on the wing. Has no hesitation in finding Irene Paredes. who passes to Mapeleon. Just moving it to the opposite wing now. Melanie. Alexia.
Well, Juventus are really asking a lot of their two wide forward players, Bonansea and Chernoe, because what they're asking them to do is they're asking them to drop when Barça are in possession, drop and cover both the wide areas of Barça and the central areas, so they're going to be extremely tired in this half.
Barcelona, Jenny Hermoso chasing the ball down on this occasion. Just really trying to force some kind of mistake that they can work off. Juventus always on the back foot, it seems, even in their own half. Jenny Hermoso doing well to win the free kick there.
Really nice footwork from Jenny there, nice and strong. Really difficult to get that ball off her and end up getting the free kick.
Yeah, so they're going to take this opportunity for a quick refreshment break, as is protocol during these hot summer months in the off-season. And it is warm out there tonight, Emma. Or this afternoon, should I say.
It is. I'd prefer to be playing on the right wing right now, just in the shade.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that's why it's prolifically down the right-hand side, who knows?
Could be, could be. They can put in more work effort when it's a little bit cooler here. I actually came past the Ciudad Deportiva this morning, right, just where we are now, and it was kind of like, not quite overcast, but it was cloudy, it wasn't so hot. It was a really nice temperature. I thought, we're going to see some good football, we're going to see some good intensity. And then as the day's gone on, the sun's broke through and it's getting really, really warm.
It's amazing, isn't it? When you and I see clouds, it's a great day. Thank God for clouds.
So, speaking of things hotting up, maybe we'll take this opportunity as I see the stands filling up as well. 3,000 fans here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff for the Gamper double header. So maybe we'll speak to Mai and see how the atmosphere is hotting up down there as well.
Yes, Jamie, a lot of the people were surprised with that goal with Graham Hampson. They were saying, whoa, because what a dribble and what a goal by the Norwegian. And then, of course, all the applause and the support to this women's team because they're doing an amazing job. And what a way to start with the 5 goals in just in the first half. We're getting used to this, but I think at some point we should change the scoreboard because it's impossible to put all the names on.
Yeah, maybe we need a smaller font on that scoreboard.
Yes, for sure.
No, it's nice to hear plenty of cheers for this team.
Kind of puts the men's team under a bit of pressure, right?
Of course.
Forming
and
after
I like
this.
it. I like it. That's good.
Yeah, no, I
this
wouldn't
is what
want
people
to
want to watch, you know, come to the stadium and obviously not just the victory, the amount of goals.
No, and the women are really putting on a show this afternoon for these fans.
Everybody wants to see goals, right? And as a former goalkeeper, I used to hate it. They used to change the ball. I remember that Adidas ball that they came out with, and it used to move a little bit. Nightmare for the goalkeepers.
Mariona then. She does well to switch the wing to find Marta. Marta's there with Graham Hansen. She's got Irene, who she opts for in the end. There's a lovely through ball by Irene Paredes. Juventus defense tightened up though and were able to pick it up.
Yeah, Salvai did very well just to step across there. She knew where the threat was. She knew Mariona was behind her making that run, so she did well to step across and intercept that pass.
But really nice vision from Irene Paredes. Aitana then, Aitana Bonmati causing trouble once more. Brosucci though picks up possession, but she's been absolutely hounded by Graham Hansen down there. Aitana as well, causing trouble, and in the end I think Jenny Hermoso just tapped that out for a goal kick. Juventus can breathe for a moment once more.
Yeah, it's really difficult for Juventus to play out the way that Barça are pressing. They're so quick. They're so quick to react as well, but Juventus really need to find that out player. If they cannot find a hole in midfield player, then they will have to go through the goalkeeper. They have to switch the ball quicker. have to get it out of that area because the Barca players are just surrounding them and they need to find where the free player is,
Absolutely.
which is actually on the right-hand side, as we've said before. It seems to be always Lundorf.
Aitana's just causing so much problem here on this right side. As soon as any Juve player takes possession, Aitana's there like in an instant. Paños then to Mapeleon. She's got just letting herself be under a little bit of pressure. But Barca, we see how well they move the ball around at the back, and they're not.
Well, they just have options, don't they? They've more options. When someone's on the ball, you can see Patry. Patry was not in that phase of play at all, but her movement just drags the Juve players away, allowing space for Alexia in the middle. And if that pass isn't on, you always have the player on the outside. In that case, Melanie is always free, and the Barca players can get the ball to her.
Absolutely. Marta then with the pass back. And there you go. She opted for exactly that. Melanie on the wing, although Barca dealt with that very, very quickly. I thought Bonansea was going to create a little bit of problem, but
she should have, but then you have a player in Patry Harrow who gets across there and just takes the ball off her.
Graham Hansen then trying to repeat her previous goal, running the ball into the penalty area, but on this occasion wasn't to be. And it will go out for a goal kick. Juventus seem to have just tightened up slightly in defence since the initial shock.
Well, they're definitely, the centre backs are definitely going and helping the full backs. So you have Salvi there, who's very aware that Barca are trying to play the right-hand side, so she'll get over there. But you also have the two holding midfielders of Juventus who are playing very, very deep, which is why they find it difficult to get out and try to play in Barca's half.
Well, Aitana winning the foul and taking a quick free kick. Although Barca not able to set up anything from it this time. And Alexia, the ball going out for a throw-in.
I mean, this can happen as well. It is pre-season, and one of it's not really fitness. Sometimes it's not fitness, sometimes it is. One of the main things is your decision-making and the speed of that decision-making. And I think we saw a little bit of that there with Lundorf. She saw Rosucci in the middle. She was free, but just didn't pass it, didn't make that initial pass.
Well, this is a good pass to Chernoya. Crosses it in. And in the end, it was just slightly too high. And it will be a goal kick.
It was nice play, though, from Juventus.
Yep, to find Chernoya there in space.
When they find the players on the wide areas, they do really well. And, you know, the crosses are good. The deliveries are decent. And, you know, that wasn't so far off. You could see Bonansea just trying to make it, but just went over her head. But it's promising from Juventus.
No, I do get the sensation they could build up to something, but then Barca seemed to take control once again. Watch out here, though, and it's offside.
Oh, they did well there, Barca, the back four. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah. Caruso did well, though, to break into a bit of space.
Yeah, she did, and it was the right decision. It was a nice ball through. Bonansea really needs to hold that. She can see across the line. It's not that difficult. She can see that she's offside.
Well, Marta to Alexia. Jenny. Barca moving the ball around. They seem to have picked up the pace again slightly. There's always that early warning sign that something could be coming. Irene Paredes then running forward. She does well to find Patry. Jenny Hermoso. Watch out for Marione here with a shot from distance. Piero Monin does well to get it away. The ball stays in play. Jenny Hermoso determined to try and reclaim possession here.
Well, you can't Mariona Galenti, that kind of space there. But you see, and I don't know if you could see, there were acres of space on that hand side. Juventus are so worried about this right hand side. They're completely overcrowding it now.
Jenny, who's moved over to this right hand side. Graham Hansen with the cross. Well, Barcelona putting the pressure on again. Graham Hansen, and the ball going out for a Juventus throw-in. Boateng doing a good job there to hold up Graham Hansen.
It's just really nice movement though from Barça as well. Great movement from Jenny. You also could see Patrick Hijaro on the picture there. She went to run into that space and then thought twice because she knows her teammate. She knows Mariona will want to take a shot as soon as she gets that bit of space.
I think that's one of the strengths of Barca as well. You know, they played so many matches really last season between the Champions League, the Copa del Reina, the La Liga, and they've just got so many matches together under their belt. They're completely gelled, even with the addition of this player, Reni Paredes.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it so many times. It's like as if they just know exactly where each other are, and you don't even see that communication. They just know, and that's exactly what happens. This team have been playing together for a very long time, and it's up to the manager, it's up to Jonah to bring in players that he feels will complement that team. He's not trying to bring in players that's going to change the team. He's bringing in players that will complement it and completely integrate straight away. And I think with Paredes, for sure, he's done that.
Graham Hansen keeps the ball in play. Well, Giorelli did a good job to block that pass. And it's Juventus now. Barca just not allowing any space whatsoever, and this is something that I remember when Barca first kind of mounted their previous Champions League campaign, which obviously they went on to win, but when they faced kind of English teams like Manchester City, there was that worry about getting physical, and you know, La Liga is not the most physical of leagues. Whereas the Women's Premier League is certainly more physical. And we've seen this is a Barca who are not afraid to get physical. And we've seen it in this match. They'll happily, you know, run with their hits and stay on their feet.
No, exactly. And it's something that I mentioned plenty of times at the start of the season. It's all well and good winning league games, 3-4-0. I said, but the test is when it comes to the Champions League. And on the build-up to that game against Man City, I mentioned a lot about how they might struggle physically. The English teams are more physical, and Barca really surprised me, especially in that first leg. They completely bossed that game. And again, it's something we spoke about many times about how that's changed in the Barca, the setup. They're so much more stronger than they were before. They're much more organised in defence. They don't make as many mistakes. And, you know, that comes from hurt and heartache that they had in the Champions League final against Lyon that time. And it started then. That's exactly when it started. So, you know, you're seeing a changed team here.
Well, speaking about getting physical, maybe a little bit too physical by Caruso there. Clashed pretty hard with Reni Paredes.
Yeah, I almost hear it because it was so hard, and it was, I think, in her face. Everyone was complaining here and not applauding because we have the player up.
Yeah, no, it's good to see her back on her feet because that was quite a clash. Paredes. With the pass back to Paños. Just a few minutes remain, or a minute remains of this half. Could we see some changes heading into the second half, do you think, Emma?
I'd be shocked if we didn't see a complete change, to be quite honest. And we've seen it with the men's team, a complete change of 11 players. And I'd be really surprised if Jonah doesn't exercise this, well, his right to change the players of 5-0 up. You know, I think it's safe to say they've won the game, and great opportunity for the other players to play here in this tournament.
Aitana then to try to find Graham Hansen. The Juve defence just tightening up. Swathes of white and black between Barca players, the ball and their goal. seems to be the only way Juve can defend now is just by everyone getting back and getting in the way almost.
Absolutely, getting safety in numbers.
Yeah.
And we will play 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes of extra time here then in this first half of the first ever women's Gamper trophy at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. The score as it stands, 5-0 to Barcelona. Although they're not happy to settle on that 5-goal lead.
No, they want more. 17-0.
They're not happy until they get to double digits. Here's Graham Hansen then to Jenny. Aitana was in space with her hands in the air. I think anyone quite spotted her. Mariona finds Graham Hansen, who runs the ball out onto the wing.
It's very clever run from Torrejón as well. Just making the overlap run, and you'd expect her to stay wide and look for that ball into space, but instead she actually makes an infield run trying to isolate Graham Hansen in a 1v1 situation.
Well, Irene Paredes doing well to shut down any risk of a counter-attack there. Juventus take the throw-in. Boatin takes it. Salvay with the pass back. Lundorf finds Jurli. Bonansea to Lundorf. Juventus clearly trying to mount something here. Lundorf with the cross. The overlap leaves us with Chernoya. Barça doing really, really well to defend that. The ball going out for a corner kick.
Well, Paredes does really, really well to track that run from the midfielder back to Aki. And she just gets her foot in. Those long legs come in very handy back there. She did really well to put that out for a corner.
Corner kick taken then. It's swinging in. There's plenty of blue and red there. And in the end, it's Gamma with the shot. And he goes over the bar. And with it, brings an end to the first half of this match. The first ever women's Gamper trophy. The first ever Gamper doubleheader here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. The score on the door, 5-0 after a phenomenal first half from Barça. We're going to take a short break. Stay with us here on Barça TV Plus, because we'll be back for the second half of this match here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Hello, welcome back to the Estadio Johan Cruyff, where we're live on Barça TV Plus for FC Barcelona women, who face Juventus in the first ever Gamper trophy in women's football. The score as it stands, a fantastic 5-0 lead to FC Barcelona after a 2-minute goal from Aitana. Jenny Hermoso doubled that in the 3rd minute. She went on to score a second goal for herself in the 16th minute. Irene Paredes made her name for herself, scoring in the 12th minute, and Graham Hansen made it 5-0 in the 27th minute. We're live on Barça TV Plus. My name is Jamie Coles. I'm joined up here in the commentary box by Emma Byrne. Emma, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Jamie. It's been a very entertaining first half. I mean, 5 goals, just completely out of the blue. I was not expecting that, considering that the level Juventus are coming from. They were top of their league. They won their league in Serie A. They didn't lose one single game. They have the top goal scorer in their team, and they find themselves 5-0 down. So something for the manager, Joe Montemuro, to have a look at. And I'm just wondering exactly what he said to them at half-time to try and get them out there and get their heads up and stay in this game.
Well, we've seen a couple of changes. We've just seen a change in the goal. Sandra Paños has come off and made way for Gemma Katakoi. And I've just seen Bruna come on as well. I'm sure we'll get graphic confirmation of that if we've not had it already. But let's take this moment now that things are underway once more here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff to speak once again to Mai Vrostro. Mai.
Hey, Jamie and Emma, yes, you're right. The first substitution was Sandra Paños for Gemma, and also Bruna for Aitana, who just passed in front of us, limping. So probably, we don't know if it's discomfort, what happened, but of course they need to be careful here. That's why Bruna is not on the pitch.
Oh, well, that's good to, well, not good to hear, but it's information that's useful to know.
Yeah, it's a little bit worrying because Aitana Bonmati does not come off the pitch unless she really has to. She would have been eager to go back on there and score more goals. So she's obviously in a bit of discomfort and really unable to play. That definitely wouldn't have been a choice of hers.
Anything else we've seen over the half-time break, Mai? You're down there in the mix of things. 3,000 fans here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. What's the atmosphere like down there? I may have to cut you off, though, because Barça are on the attack. Jenny Hermoso crosses the ball in, and it goes out for a goal kick. Sorry, mate.
More than half of the fans, because they're allowed to open the door for 3,000 fans, and until now they give the number is 1,783, which means more than half.
That's good to hear. There's still plenty of evening to go, though, shall we say. After this match, of course, we'll see the presentations of both the women's and men's team. And then Barça men face Juventus men in the 56th edition of the Gamper Trophy.
And Jamie, we have a last-minute news. Is not just that we will have the presentation of both teams, the women's team and the men's team. They will give the players the numbers and their numbers between them. So it's one woman and one man all the time, and they will do it like a mix.
Oh, well, that's really great. That's exciting to see. The first time in Barça history that we'll see both teams presented simultaneously.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be a really cool photo to have hanging up.
Oh my goodness. What a goal from distance. I didn't sort of expect that. That's really thrown me off. What a goal.
We were just having a little break.
We were having a little natter things. We should stop doing this. We get too comfortable early on in the halves.
Well, you don't expect goals in the 47th minute. But again, it's another mistake. It's a big mistake from the goalkeeper, paired out Magnin, unfortunately. And just look how cheeky this young player is.
But she's not been on the pitch 2.5 minutes.
She just looks up. What a perfect execution of a lofted ball over the goalkeeper. And, you know, she's come back after scoring a hat-trick last week against Elche. She's only on the pitch 2 minutes and she's scoring again. What a talent. What an exceptional talent to have in the ranks. Only 19 years old, I believe. So young. And you can just replace a top-class player with a top-class player.
Absolutely. It's, yeah, Barcelona really spoilt for choice in terms of quality. Jenny Hermoso just posing a little bit of threat there, but nothing quite came of it on this occasion. Here's Amananyan. She tries to cross the ball in, but Irene Paredes takes control of things. Melanie. Mapeleon. Well, Barça have come out swinging once again. They didn't waste any time in the first half to open the scoring. They've wasted no time in the second half either.
Absolutely not. It was a bit of a gift for them, has to be said. In fact, I would say 3 of the goals have been gifted to them. I mean, it is down to their pressure, though. I'm not saying they haven't done anything about that. They've put a lot of pressure on Juventus, and that forces the errors. And Juventus obviously aren't accustomed to this kind of pressure and you know, quick closing down. So it's all got to do with how Barca react when they lose, when they're attacking. And that moment of insecurity from Juventus, they just pounce on it.
Yeah.
And anytime soon we'll have more substitutions because we have Jana, Claudia Pina and Cherna Gorcevic getting ready to come.
That's exciting to hear. Thank you, Mai. Cherna Gorcevic, of course, renewing her contract to stay at the club. And Claudia Pina returning to Barça from, I want to say, Sevilla.
Yeah, she's coming from Sevilla. Another player that scored a hat-trick, her first game back from Sevilla, scoring a hat-trick last week. Again, another fantastic talent, very, very young player as well. And, you know, Barca just have abundance of these players that they can just pick and put on there. And you know, you say replace, it is an actual replacement because there's no difference in the team when they bring subs on.
No, it's like we were saying before the match. Barca have almost got like 2 first teams. Like, they're spoiled for choice. They can play any given moment. They can put out the best players because they are all the best players, whether they're in the starting 11 or starting on the bench.
You know, Jonah could play a different team every week and I believe would still win the league, no problem.
I want to ask Mai, before you were down in Barca's goal with, well, that end with Sandra Paños, are you still down at the same end? Or have you swapped ends as well?
Can you repeat it, Jamie?
Before, you were down at Barca's end, where Sandra Paños was defending the goal. Are you still at that same goal?
Yes.
So you might see some goals being scored this half.
I think
all
of
the
the right
action was
corner.
down the other end for you.
Yeah, right now I'm with the Juventus goalkeeper. I was here in the first half. And obviously watching the best because right now we have the score in our favor and the save from Sandra Paños, we saw it in the first line, and then now we hope to see more goals in the second half. And that goal by Bruna was amazing to watch it just here in front.
Well, I hope you get plenty of action down on that goal.
With the women's team,
half,
it's impossible not to have action.
because it all happened on the other end of the pitch for you in the first half. Oof, and there you go, exactly that. Barcelona causing some real pressure. Jenny Hermoso, this player, she's
always in there.
She's
She's
just
always
a real
in and around it. But again, it's Graham Hansen on that side. It's just an absolute nightmare for the Juventus backline, particularly Boateng, who has to deal with her. Any left-back nightmare. We've seen it all season in the Champions League final as well. You're expecting the best of the best there, and Graham Hansen just makes it look so easy for her.
Well, it looks like we're going to get those changes that Mai spoke about. Jana, Pina, and Jorna Rojovic, who were warming up and are getting ready to come onto the pitch.
It's always hard to know where Jorna Gorcevic is going to come on and play because she's such a versatile player. She's played right back, left back, centre forward.
Well, we'll soon find out. In the meantime, though, here's Alexia. She does a really good job of finding Mariona in space. And Juventus defence, well, briefly dealing with the attack, but they're under pressure once more. Graham Hansen, she's just got no issues playing that one-on-one to work the ball into the penalty area. Juventus were almost in trouble there. Gamma with the clearance. Irene Paredes is really forward. She connects with Graham Hansen once again.
It's
In
really
the end,
unusual to see.
it's Caruso.
It's see a player take the
managed to
ball
shut
off
it
Graham
down.
Hansen. She just does it with ease, and that chop that she takes with her right foot, so deceiving.
Absolutely. And she just has no fear of like the one-on-one.
She
Say, oh, there's a
enjoys it.
defender, I'll
She
just
loves
run
it.
around them and move it to the penalty area.
You can see she really enjoys it, and it's the perfect line of attack if you can get her on the ball. And you look up, you can see that there are two players in her vicinity, but it doesn't matter. Just get the ball to her and she'll create something.
Well, quick throw-in taken by Barça. Here's Mariona. That's a nice piece of play. There, Melanie Serrano then in loads of space. Don't think she was quite able to keep it in play there, and she knows it.
It's a shame,
And it will go out for a goal kick. She was in a lovely position for a good cross there.
What a lovely sequence of play there, and great vision from Mariona. She could see the gap in between Lundorf and Gamma, and it was a big gap as well. Just a shame, it's just a bit too much weight on that pass.
So it looks like Marta is coming off
Yes.
to
Marta
make way
Torrejón.
for Jana. The Stade Johan Cruyff bursts into applause. Melanie will come off and make way for Jorna Gorcevic. There's the answer to your question, Emma. And Graham Hansen, who's had that phenomenal match on that right wing with a goal to her name. She comes off. and makes way for Claudia Pina.
That you guys were saying that actually Graham Hampson enjoy a lot the one-to-one, but also the fans, because every time she has the ball, everyone was doing like, whoa, because it's amazing the way she played.
Yeah, she's had a really, really good match. But I think maybe a good idea of Jonathan Geraldez to give her some rest. She's worked hard, and
For sure.
give some minutes to
Wrap that girl up in
the young
cotton wool.
Claudia Pina, 19 years of age.
Yeah. I mean, that's your biggest fear, really, isn't it? Graham Hansen getting injured. And I mean, you can't be worried about it all the time, but such a great player.
Absolutely. Chornogorcevic then chasing down Bonansea. Juventus winning the throw-in. And see a few Juve players warming up down there on the touchline as well. Lundorf with the throw-in. She's not got that many options. Barça just marking so tightly. Gamma. Absolutely hounded by Claudia Pina. Alexia took two Juve players to recover the ball from her. And just like that, Mariona was there to try and recover the ball. So, 4 players off, 4 players on. Obviously some fresh faces, as it were, but how could this change the dynamic of the team for this second half, Emma?
Well, you know, we spoke about the strength and depth in the squad, and it doesn't really change anything, to be quite honest. But it's interesting to see that Bruna has now been put out right. I'm interested to see how she does there as a kind of a wing player, because Claudia Pina is an out-and-out centre forward. And then, of course, you have another.
Well, she's taken the shot, has Bruna.
She
has no hesitation at all.
confidence. There's no problem
Absolutely.
about that. But as well, what's quite interesting is to see how Jana does out on that right-hand side, because she's naturally a centre-back as well. So you have 2 wide players out on the right-hand side who aren't naturally right-sided players. So we might see it come down the left a little bit more this half.
It's certainly a possibility. I guess someone like Jana, she's got almost like a bit of competition when she's up against the likes of Mapi Leon and Irene Paredes. You know, where does she find a space in this team?
Extremely difficult. And don't forget, you also have Pereira, who played centre-back all last season and who did an amazing job. And unfortunately for Pereira, who's a very established player with the national team as well, I think she might struggle a bit this season. And, you know, I think this game is a fair indication of that.
Well, here is Jana. Barcelona moving the ball around really nicely here. Patri
It's very easy for them,
finds
right? There's just no
Jenny
pressure.
Hermoso. There's absolutely not at all. Chornogorcevic flying down this left wing.
But I mean, Juventus really need to have a look and change something. Joe Montemurro needs to look at this, and for me, they need to stretch the game a little. They're trying to play through the middle. They're playing into that centre, into that congested area where Barça are just picking them off so easily. We've seen one ball over the top from Gamma to Girelli, and it worked. She was slightly offside, but it was very, very dangerous, and it was an out. And for me, Juventus really need to keep a player high. You can see Bonansea here up there, but she's run from the centre in midfield. Someone needs to stay up high, stretch the game, so then they can play in the middle if they need to.
And being 6-0 down, it's almost like there's nothing more to lose. You know, why not have a shake things up here?
You also don't want it to be 10-0.
Well, no, of course. Cross in by
which could easily happen.
by Girelli, but it was collected up by Gemma. No, I guess that's true. But the Stade Johan Cruyff is a fortress for these women. It's
Yeah, I mean, it really is. But you also don't need to play 8 players back in their own half. They need to push players a little bit higher up.
Girelli. She's been very busy, has the Juventus number 10.
Yeah,
dropping back, pushing forward when needs be.
She's dropping too deep for me. I know she likes to be that false number 9 and drop in, but it's exactly what Juventus need. They need a focal forward to stay up high and put pressure on the centre backs in Paredes and Mariona. She also needs to be an outlet for a long ball because Juventus cannot play through the middle. They're finding it very difficult to build up a pass and momentum. So they need to have that option to play it long if they want, and at the moment they don't have it.
So, what can Barça do here? Čornogočević is down on this near wing here, completely unmarked. Mariona with the pass back to Gemma. Irene Paredes. The nice ball. Čornogočević once again in loads of space down here on this wing. Mariona. Barça moving the ball around really nicely. Mariona to Alexia. Gamma with the clearance. Barcelona just trying to work up a play, string something together. Bonansea,
yeah,
and it already end up on the ground there.
It's a free kick. It's not bad. You can see Gamma just tried to clear her lines there, which is probably not what they want. You could see a couple of players looking around at her, asking her kind of, what are you doing? But it's got the ball higher up. It's got the ball to Girelli. It's not pretty football, but she's got a free kick and she's taking a bit of pressure off her team.
And we're going to see a few Juventus changes. Brosucci comes off. She makes way for Bonfantini. And there was a second change, which I believe was Lenzini, but I'm not entirely sure who she replaced. She replaced Lundorf. Skovsen Lundorf comes off to make way for Lenzini. And Brosucci comes off to make way for Bonfantini. Here is Lenzini with the throw-in.
It's a shame for Lundorf because I think when she got on the ball, she was doing quite well, putting in good crosses, getting in good positions, but she just didn't get on the ball.
She just didn't get a lot of the ball, no. Lenzini tries to move the ball in Dentry, Girelli. Lenzini keeps the ball in play. In the end, it goes out for a goal kick. She was just absolutely hounded by Irene and Mapeleon. Well, maybe we'll see a bit more danger now then if Joe Mondemuro has made a few changes. I can see another couple of players warming up down here.
Yeah, there has to be some tired legs out there. They did a lot of chasing, and it's not easy when you don't have the ball. You know, you have to cover a lot of ground, and they haven't seen much of the ball at all.
Patri then changes wing to find Mariona. She's there with Čornogočević, but Gamma, but Mariona recovers the ball. Čornogočević then, loads of space on the edge of the penalty area here. Jenny Hermoso's there with her backing her up. Alexia not able to create anything there. Juventus recover the ball, but Barça keeping the pressure on, and the ball falls back to Irene Paredes. Pina, Claudia Pina tries to find Jenny Hermoso, but it wasn't to be.
Well, I think Caruso for Juventus, that holding midfielder there, has done really, really well. She was playing a little bit higher up in the first half and has dropped into that anchor midfield this half. I think she's done well just to clear up the mistakes there at the back, and she's following that run from Alexia. It was a good ball in from Anna, but well covered from Juventus.
Well, there was the throw-in taken, but Juventus really struggling to keep hold of possession and make anything happen. Barça just pressing so hard. Here's Claudia Pina. Back to Mapeleon. Pina to Alexia. Jenny Hermoso just causing some heart palpitations there for Perón Mañón, I think. And the ball goes out for a Barca throw-in.
Well, she's just chasing it down, isn't she? There's just no letting up. But you could see that the Juventus defender, Salvi, was just taking her time a little bit.
Well, here's Claudia Pina to Bruna. Bruna in front of goal. Bruna, my goodness. Bruna showing some of that Barca style. In the end, it was Alexia with the shot. But Perón Mañón on this occasion able to take control.
It looked a little bit suspect there, like a penalty. It was a great touch from Bruna just to get away from the defender, and then it looked like she'd been fouled, but because she stayed on her feet, the referee let play go on.
Well, there's a player down now in their own penalty area. Let's go down to Mai Rostro, who had a front row seat for that entire play. Nothing but excitement down there, Mai.
A lot of excitement here. We're seeing now the Barca players doing a cooling break right now because one of the Juventus players, I can see who it is
I think it's Boatin.
I think it's Boatin.
Yeah,
we're
has
seeing
a
it on the
problem.
replay now.
Her left leg right now. They're receiving medical service. It seems like have some discomfort or something, but they're all now talking with Jonathan and with the staff now doing a cooling break, and some of the players, they decided to stay on the pitch and they're not going to drink any water at this point. But what a way to play from Bruna. An amazing anticipation by Pina. And we will see what's going to happen in the second half, and we'll see more goals.
The players are like, we don't need water.
Well, they'll get a break in play for the formal water break.
I know both of you are from the north, but actually it's not that warm in here.
Has the temperature dropped down there, Mai?
Yeah, a little bit.
You're in the...
So you're cold now, Mai, is what you're telling us. And we're still roasting up here.
Can we find a jacket for Mai and on the touchline, please?
Thank you, yes.
Well, it looks like Boatin in the end is back. Well, she's being walked to the edge of the pitch there. She's back on her feet, though. So hopefully that's nothing serious. She has received medical attention. Barca, in the meantime, though, are back on the attack. Absolutely relentless. Here's Lenzini. She does well to find Banansea. Banansea holding off Čornogočević. In the end, opting for the pass back to Perón Mañón, with a clearance that's received by Mariona Gama.
And Juventus will do more
Zamanian.
substitutions in a minute.
Who can you see warming up, Mai?
Right now it's so far away, I need the glasses on. But no, there's some players from Juventus, and I can see who it is, but I think it's a Barca player, the one who's warming up also.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for that then. Thank you, Mai.
And I'm just wondering if the absence of some players makes a big difference for Juventus, because they really would need to have a look at how they play and the structure and the defense if they're hoping to get somewhere in Champions League. And I do know that they're missing Linda Sembrant, a Swedish player who normally plays in midfield, very versatile player, again quite defensive. I'm sure she would make a difference in there. And then they also have another Swedish player missing, an Olympian actually. And I'm just wondering if that makes a difference, if Lina Hurtig from Sweden and Sembrant are big losses for this team.
It could be, especially if they're Olympic quality players, you know, that's a lot of quality to bring with them. I can tell you, Staskova, Nilden and Herinen are down here on the touchline, warmed up and ready to make their entrance onto the pitch at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. In the meantime, here's Claudia Pina running the ball forward for Barca. She finds Jenny Hermoso in a really nice connection. Jenny with Alexia. Alexia with a nice tap ball forward to find Čornogočević. In the end, some brave goalkeeping by Perón Mañón, who does actually clash with Anna Čornogočević.
was just that touch. Great through ball
It
there
was a
from
lovely
Alexia.
through ball, wasn't it?
Anna does really well to get in front of Gamma, but it's just too much of a big touch, and Perraud Magnin does really well.
Yeah. Some brave goalkeeping, and I think as a result, she may have taken a boot to the head. Here we go then. Some changes. Salvai comes off. She makes way for number 5, Nilden. Girelli comes off after playing a very strong, very busy game. She makes way for Staskova. And number 2, Hirinen, comes on as well. Salvai, Girelli and Boateng comes off, who we saw injured before. So 3 more changes for Juventus. Some things shaken up. Let's see if this will change anything for the next 20 minutes of this second half. The scoring has stalled somewhat in this second half. We had that goal early on from Bruna, but after the 5 goals we saw in the first half, the kind of rate of goal scoring has slowed slightly. However, Barça looking to change that. Here's Bruna. She does a good job to find Joanna Gocevic in space. Claudia Pina tried to pick up Alexia. Yep.
Just got stuck under her foot there a little bit, but right idea from the young one.
Yep. Patri, sorry, with a long shot. Barcelona, just when you think things have slowed down a bit, it's like, let's test this, let's test Juventus once more.
Why not? And you know, it's a bit of a staple for Patrick Guijarro. We've seen her score goals like this all the time. She loves striking the ball from distance, and as you can see, she's getting it on target, making the goalkeeper work.
And she won the corner.
I think it was a bit of a camera save, was it? Can we say that? It's a camera save. I'm being hard. I'm hard on the goalkeepers.
One for the album. Well, the ball comes over. Jenny connected with it.
Oh, nearly harder
You won't be happy with that.
That was an easy tap on. Great flick on from Guijarro again. Again, players completely unmarked. And I don't think she was expecting it, to be honest. It came at her quite quick.
Well, Jenny Hermoso has already got 2 goals to her name this match, sorry. She'll be looking to make it 3 if she can. Juventus should probably be a bit more aware of that. Here's Mariona. Patri. Jana. Irene Paredes. Irene Mapeleon is passing the ball comfortably between them at the back. Jenny Hermoso is outpaced by Gamma on this occasion. Barça quick to recover the ball. Claudia Pina to Mariona. These Barça players really just combining well. Claudia Pina. Joanna Gocevic then in loads of space. Claudia Pina with a header. Jenny tries to get a foot to it and the ball goes wide. Another very close opportunity for Barça. Another very close opportunity for Jenny Hermoso.
Yeah, great play. Great play from Claudia Pina.
It was a lovely play. Claudia's looking...
Really good movement from her. She's very, very good at finding the spaces and little pockets and bringing players in. And again, when she makes those passes and brings players in, very good movement from her to go into the box and then check off.
Well, a rare moment, Mapeleon running forward. She clashed with Staskova and won the free kick. She's been taken by Alexia. Irene Paredes to Jana. Back to Irene. Patri then to Pina. Claudia Pina just wrestled off the ball a little bit there. I think her size played against her on that occasion. Yeah,
I'm not sure she was aware that Bonfantini was coming behind her. Just maybe needed a little shout from somebody just to watch her back a bit, because, you know, she ran into trouble and it then just got nicked off her from Bonfantini.
Mariona. Plays the ball inside, Jenny Hermoso. Nice ball forward by Alexia. Jenny Hermoso to Joanna Gocevic. Joanna Gocevic is afforded a lot of space by Juventus. Here's Claudia Pina.
Oh, there's lots of space everywhere around the pitch. There's just not enough pressure on the Barca players. Juventus are sitting off them way too much and giving them so much space.
Here's Joanna Gocevic again. Free to move around wherever she likes here. Well, play on, says the referee, despite a bit of a clash there, just on the edge of Juventus penalty area. Staskova dispossessed. Irene Paredes, so solid at the back.
Yeah, and she doesn't mess about, does she? Even the passes, she's firing them at the players.
Absolutely, there's a Barca player on the floor there, holding her side. The ball goes out for a throw-in.
It's Patry, don't worry about her, she'll be fine.
Well, the referee's waving over for medical assistance.
And by the way, Jamie, we have Bartel getting ready to come on the pitch.
Who, sorry, Mike?
Bartel, our 31.
So it looks like Jonathan Geraldez looking to make a few more changes then as well. In fact, he's just exchanging a few words with Jenny Hermoso, and we're going to take this opportunity to have a quick water break.
Now they're calling the rest of the team, and it seems like they're all going to warm up.
Oh, okay. So they're going to have some big changes then in the Blaugrana side of things.
Exactly, Maria Molina and the rest of the team.
Yeah, all these young players, I mean, there's just an abundance of them too. I mean, Bartel started against Elche, did really,
she got a goal as well.
Yeah, a really good goal. Just throw them all on.
Ari Mingueza as well. Be good to see her getting some more minutes here at the Johan Cruyff. Her brother Oscar, of course, is returning from Tokyo.
Absolutely, that would have been
the
something
Olympic team
for the two of them to be here.
Yeah, I think there's been a few of these sort of moments where the stars haven't quite aligned for the two players to play at the same place at the same time, and this is certainly one of them. Like you say, it would be special for the Mingueza family.
They'll get their chance.
They'll get their chance, no doubt. No doubt. My story of those two, I made a Christmas video for Barça, and Ari and Oscar were both there recording. They sang a Catalan Christmas song together on this video. And that was
cute.
Yeah, it was a real nice family moment with them.
It's a proud mama moment right there.
Well, it looks like Patry is back up on her feet. Play resumes here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. A bit of a clash there. The ball comes. Well, that was very close. We were quite relaxed about it here, as were our colleagues up here in the commentary box, but there's a little bit of a chance for Juventus.
Yeah.
And Gemma just maybe caught off her guard, as we were a little bit as well.
Oh, it was a great ball in there. Caruso did really well to get across there in front of the player. And it was a really nice ball, actually, in dangerous ball by Nilden. And you know, there's a chance, but you don't want to see it, obviously, as a Barca fan, go in the back of the net.
No,
but you know, just to give them a little bit of motivation for this last 10 minutes, just to try and push on a little bit further.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what happened there. The ball seemed to be played high, and there was a lack of coordination between the players, I think, and it went out for a throw-in. Barca win the throw-in on this occasion, though. Bonancia not quite able to keep control of the ball. Some changes then for Barca. Mariona is going to come off. She makes way for Bartal. And like you say, Bartal, she was in the starting 11 against Elche. She got a goal against Elche, and It's good to see her getting some more minutes here.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen her play when she was only a little dot. She's still very little. It would be the other thing that she's very aware of, that she wants to get physically stronger, you know, because it is the only thing she would need to work on. She's very, very good player technically, very intelligent footballer, and it's just that physical side of things.
Well, that was a big clash between, I think it was Irene and Bonfantini, and we could hear it all the way up here, and all the fans.
There was a bit of
a sharp intake of breath around the stadium, but both players jumped back up and seemed okay.
They make them tough up the north, right?
Absolutely. Juventus with the throw in then. There's the replay on our screen. Wow, that was a big clash. Both players went flying there. Bartal then. Well, the referee calls for just a bit of calm. Barça with the free kick. Irene. Alexia.
Again, Barça are kind of falling into the trap that Juventus fell into. Very, very tight play, crowded middle, and nobody seems to be making run-ins behind, just to stretch the game a little bit. You know, there's lots of space behind both defences, and nobody's really exploiting that space in behind. Barça don't tend to do that unless you've got someone like Asisat Ashwala on the pitch who runs into those spaces.
Pace on the,
Yeah, but if you're playing against a team like Barça and they're trying to condense that midfield, trying to put pressure on you, and the midfield are playing on the halfway, or the defence are playing on the halfway line, there's only one thing to do, and it has to be a ball over the top. You can revert back to try and building it up slower and playing it into midfield, but that one ball over the top makes them think twice.
Yeah.
And it just pushes them back a little bit.
Lentini plays back to Gamma. Yuririn. Jana quick to recover possession, pairing up with Bruno well. They're out on the right. Gemma. To Mape Leon. Bartal just getting hassled off the ball by Lentini. Although, fighter, she's chased it over to the other side of the pitch, has Bartal. She's not going to give it up that easy.
Oh no, she's extremely hard-working as well. Very, very tenacious little player. And yeah, I mean, it's a big step up from the second team or the juvenile team up to the women's first team. It's a massive step, and players find that out fairly quickly.
Well, here's Bonansea out to Lentini on the wing, although Irene was there to deal with the attack. Mapeleon with the header from the throw. Jenny Hermoso dropping back to help cover the defense. Gamma to Lentini. Well, Juventus just struggling to, as you said, pick that long ball moment. Barca
well, at least they're enjoying a little bit of the possession. I
Yeah.
mean, that's something we haven't seen much of. But then they do stuff like this. You know, from a centre-back, a player that plays international football, these passes are ridiculous. You just cannot do that. You can't get the ball. You've been under pressure the whole game. You get the ball and then give it away straight away. It's just, it's craziness. You have to try and keep the ball. It doesn't have to be a killer pass. You just need to keep the ball, give your team time to get organised and get ready for the attack, just like what Barça do.
Patrick to Mapi Leon then. Mapi Leon Finding Patri. Gianni Hermoso finds Chonogorcevic on the wing. She's got options here. Chonogorcevic with the second cross. In here's Irene Paredes. Claudia Pina to Bartal, who's unable to get a foot to it.
Really nice play. Really good play. And again, Claudia Pina in the mix of it as well, just finding that space, making linking passes with her midfielders, with Paredes, her centre back. And it's great vision, great pass into Bartel, but just could not get on the end of it.
Well, that's a nice ball forward to find Jenny. Patri with the shot. Well,
Wow.
she wins the corner.
Patri won't be happy. She wants
In front
to
of the
score.
goal. Yeah, she wants to find her name on the score sheet as well.
And it's deservingly a goal because they just made it look so easy. Lovely pass in play between Guijarro and Hermoso. It's just too easy to read, right? You could see her shaping up. She wanted to put it in the bottom left corner, and it was too easy for the goalkeeper, Magnin, to see.
Well, 4 minutes remain here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. The atmosphere here is really hotting up. Corner taken. Jenny Hermoso plays the ball out. Claudia Pina with the shot, and it's blocked. Jenny Hermoso, well, she's getting charged a little bit by Bonfantini. Mapillon heads the ball forward. Bartel dispossessed.
Well, they're nearly getting in each other's way up there, queuing up at the back post.
Yeah. They all want this last shot on goal. Jenny Hermoso. Juventus looking much stronger in defence than we've possibly seen all match. Claudia Pina, though, doing what she can to try and get hold of possession. And in the end, the ball goes out for what I think is a corner. It is.
And it's time now for the substitutions for Barça.
Well, here we go. Orneia, I can see coming on.
Yes, Orneia, correct.
Orneia for, I think, Jenny Hermoso.
Yes. Then
Yeah,
it's
Jenny
Patri
Hermoso's coming
Guijarro.
off.
Yes.
Sorry, my...
No, you take it, Jamie.
No,
if you
go, because you can see it better than I can, I think.
Yes, Paredes for Maria Molina. So 3 substitutions now.
So there was Orneia, Maria Molina, and I think I missed the third one, Mai.
Maria Perez.
Maria Perez. Thank you very much, Mai. This atmosphere is getting really, really wonderful. We've really missed football in front of fans. It's a shame we couldn't be at the Camp Nou. But here we are at the Estadio Johan Cruyff with 3,000 fans. And, well, the atmosphere here is nothing short of electric. Ball cleared away, nothing quite coming to the corner there. Claudia Pina. Well, the referee brings things back. Gamma. Back to Pedro Magnin. Pedro Magnin with a big clearance.
Well, that's nearly a full change for Barca.
Yep.
The only players left on the pitch, Alexia and Mappy, the only players that started the game.
But it's like you said, they're all known names, they're all top players, they're all
players that can win a game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And they know exactly what their job is. It's just, they slot in so easily. And just a wonderful thing for a manager to have. And Jona's going to need these players because, as we said, the season is long and difficult. And, you know, you need to be able to rest players if a player gets injured, to replace them. And that's why you have pre-season friendlies, to give them this game time.
Here's Maria Molina, back to Mape Leon. As you said, one of the 2 players to not be changed. Chonogorcevic on this left wing, just running the ball forward. She's hounded by Juventus players, but it wasn't going to slow her down. Bartel not quite able to recover the possession. Here's Alexia to Maria Perez. Maria Molina. Bartel to Alexia. Shot by Bruna, and it's saved by Pedro Magnin.
Really nice run. from Bruna. Just couldn't get the strength behind it. It was stretching a little bit.
4 minutes of extra time then in this second half of this first ever Women's Gamper Trophy, contested here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. The first ever Barça double-header.
I think it's just fantastic for women's football in general. You know, to see, and the club are showing their intent and showing their respect for the game. And, you know, there's absolutely no reason why it can't happen more often.
Absolutely, and it's been great for the 3,000 fans that have been able to come as well. I think most of them are socios, but one ticket get you both matches, which I think it's a really nice way of...
2 for 1. Who doesn't love a bargain?
Well, yeah, but it's a nice way of creating this kind of like double headline event.
Just exposes women's football a little bit more, and I think that's something that it needs. And particularly here, you know, this women's team, they've won the Champions League, they won the treble last season. They're a fantastic team, and a great display. You can come and watch women's football and see that it's actually good and very interesting and exciting.
No, absolutely. And if you want to see a women's football team, you want to come and see the best, don't you? You want to see
Barça, the Arsenal. The Barça, I mean.
And what a match. They're taking on the best team in Italy. Undisputed Italian champions, Juventus. And, well, the score says everything, I think, about Barça. Alexia. Bartel, she's got Čornogočević there with her. She opts to run the ball in, though. Bartel with the shot, and it's blocked. Good goalkeeping from Pedro Mañín.
Very nice.
Win the corner. But what a run, what a play by Bartel, running the ball inside there.
It's just the kids out there having fun.
It's lovely to see, isn't it? It's really great to see.
Lovely 1-2 with Bartel and Bruna. Just completely in sync, on the same page.
Mapillon to take this corner kick then. And you can hear the fans now. This is brilliant. And with the head, Alexia determined to add her name to the scoreboard. Wasn't to be on that occasion, though.
Alexia is so good in the air, and I don't think we talk about that enough, to be quite honest, because she's so many attributes that you can talk about. But she's really dangerous in set pieces, and you know, she scored a lot of goals in corners at Champions League as well. And really dangerous player.
Well, Juventus win the throw-in. The dying minutes of this match. Just the one goal in this second half, then that cheeky goal from Bruna. Barça determined to try and add to that, though. Here's Bonfantini. Long ball forward, but there's no one there to receive it. Juventus really
just completely dropped.
By Barça,
I mean,
yeah.
They look exhausted, and
well, Barça have run them ragged for the last
they really have.
94 minutes. What can Juve do then? Late on here. No foul given. Play on, says the referee. And that's full time here at the Estadio Johan Cruyff. Barça 6, Juventus 0, and FC Barcelona will lift the first Women's Gamper Trophy in the history of the competition. Goals by Bruna, Graham, Irene Paredes, Jenny Hermoso, and Aitana right at the start there. Less than 2 minutes in. Thank you very much for joining us here on Barça TV Plus for this historic moment, the first ever Women's Gamper Trophy. And what a win by Barça, 6-0 over Juventus. Emma, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
No problem, Jamie. It was a pleasure to be here.
What a fantastic match.
Yeah.
And stay with us, because later will be the men's match, as well as the presentation and the trophy presentation.